Okay, hello, people. How's it going? Ah, wrong screen. Alright. Hello. How's everyone's weekend going? Assuming that is the weekend wherever you are. I am bad with time zones, don't worry about it. I am quite eager to get into this, so I'm not going to delay that long. It's not like we have any polls or anything to do ahead of time anyways. So, yeah. But, gonna wait just a moment. See if anybody else comes in, and then we can get started.
The abyss is like the world's shadow.
As usual, feel free to let me know if audio is
perish.
fine or bad or whatever. I think everything should still be how it was last time, but we'll see. Alright, sounds good. Good to have you here, Pokolo. But yeah, I think I'm gonna slowly meander my way towards the start of the quest. I luckily have managed to keep almost entirely spoiler-free over the last several days, though I've definitely had to sort of dodge things occasionally. So, yeah, I don't think I can't think of anything that's like an actual spoiler that I've gotten, so presumably everything here should be completely new to me.
Oh. Baiju wasn't in his shop.
God, okay.
Oh, you're looking for Dr.
I'm still not used to the new voice,
He's
but I do
resting
like
today, but he said to send any patients to the back room.
it. Okay.
Ah, okay. Thanks. We'll head on through.
Interesting. I have not checked those out. That's wild. Random lore from just the most random of lines. Hell
Where
yeah.
do we come from? And where are we going?
I very much appreciate when they do stuff like that. I should check them out. I always forget there's a door here. Alright. Let's get into it. So we're looking for our boy, Baiju. There he is. Ah, looks like we have a special guest.
Traveler, Paimon, welcome. What can I do for you?
That actually is a very good point, that, like, comparison between Adeptal Energy and the Abyss being different. Huh. Yeah, that could be interesting to consider. Huh.
It's the Traveler. She looks absolutely beat these days. She has these huge dark circles around her eyes, like she hasn't slept a wink.
Good to know.
And she keeps spacing out. You have to call her name several times before she snaps out of it. What do you think it is? Is she sick?
Oh? Is Charles prone to sickness? I find this surprising. I guess I could be.
Very peculiar.
I don't think we've gotten
In
sick
all the
once in
time
the,
we've
like,
been
5 years
acquainted,
the game's
this
been
is
out
the
or
first
whatever.
time you've come to me with a health complaint.
Yeah.
Come, let me take a look at you.
I find it interesting that this is how we're starting, but I guess if it has to do with, like, soul damage from abyssal stuff, then this makes sense.
Okay. Paimon does not like that expression, Baiju. It's not serious, is it?
Complexion is good, eyes are clear, breathing is steady, pulse is strong.
Seems like we're
Physically,
completely fine.
you appear to be in good condition, Traveler. In theory, your energy level should reflect that. You should be feeling right as rain.
Yeah, Zhongli's NDA. And yet, I do feel like something is off.
Hence my concern. A clean bill of health is usually a good thing, but in this case, it likely means your situation is more complicated.
Yeah, makes sense.
Physical illnesses come with detectable symptoms that can be used to diagnose, medicate, and cure the condition.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense that we have some issue.
Afflictions of a non-physical nature, they fall outside a
I do find it
doctor's
interesting
realm of
that it's in
expertise.
character quest
What
that's
do you
getting
mean,
resolved.
non-physical nature?
Oh, you know,
Curses,
abyssal, elemental.
dark magic, it's hard to say. It could just as easily be a simple case of mental fatigue.
God damn it. Don't
Why
you
don't
hate
you
it when you
rest
go to
here
your
for a
doctor
bit?
to get some medicine
Whatever
and they
it
say,
is we're
you're
dealing
cursed,
with,
your
Clues
dark
to
magic
your
is upon
condition
you.
are sure to reveal themselves in time. Once we know the root cause, we can administer the right treatment.
Sounds good. I've seen my fair share of mental afflictions. To start with, some calming incense, a good
In the
night's sleep.
meantime, Chongsheng and I will review the relevant literature for afflictions that present with mental fatigue.
Yeah. Still, we're not experts on this kind of thing. I say, we should strongly consider calling... Maybe I should pause the auto whenever one of those lines come on. That's probably a good idea.
Must be a rare condition if not even Baizhu and Changsheng have seen it before.
Yeah.
Well, all we can do is take their advice. You look like you're about to collapse anyway.
But we're physically
Just
fine.
get some rest. Paimon will be right here by your side. Fingers crossed you'll be all better when you wake up.
It's still sort of unreal to me that Paimon got recast. That fully hasn't sunk in for me. Alright, take a rest. Ooh. Abyssal corruption around us. Are we gonna go into a weird dream state, or... Yeah, okay. Where am I? There's a thick fog covering my field of vision. Suspicious, concerning. This feels more real than a dream, but too chilling to be real life. My breath freezes in my throat before I can even exhale. It feels like my soul has been wrenched from my body and thrust into this strange and unfamiliar space. Whichever direction I look in, there's no end in sight. Worse than that, I think there's something in the fog, following me like a shadow. This is a dream, how long till I wake up? If it's not, where in the world am I? Oh? Oof! Oof! What in the... Something just pierced through the fog and stabbed me in the back. There's no blood. There's a strange light coming from the wound, and I see this familiar-looking spike retreating back into the darkness. Deep inside, it feels like a part of me is missing. Now another wave of fatigue is washing over me. Thank you for the narration. Yeah, the whole VA scenario is such a rough thing that I struggle to, like, exactly figure out my feelings on,
Traveler!
but...
Traveler! Rise and shine! Time to wake up!
Alright, we seem fine. We just had a piece of our soul torn out or whatever.
For once, you're making Paimon look like an early riser. It's already afternoon. Hopefully all that sleep
yes,
did you some
'cause
good.
that's abnormal, definitely.
Feeling any better?
Paimon, I need you to check if there's a cut on my back.
Cut? What? Did you scratch yourself in your sleep? All right, let Paimon take a look. Nope, nothing there. Wait, did you have a nightmare?
Perhaps.
Okay, don't panic. Paimon heard that dreams tell us what we need by showing us the opposite.
What?
So, if you had a nightmare, maybe all you need is something to cheer you up.
Okay.
Come on, Paimon will treat you to something yummy.
Does Paimon even have their own money? Or are they gonna treat us if it's just our money? Actually, I think they do have their own money. I feel like that's been referenced before, but I don't know where they're getting it. You and Paimon head to One Min Restaurant, sensing that something isn't right. Paimon orders a bunch of dishes to cheer you up.
What?
Alright.
So, in this dream, you were
Is this
trapped
where
in a
we're gonna
weird
meet Skirk,
place
just
with
this
thick
random
fog
innocuous
everywhere,
time?
and then a spike came out of nowhere and stabbed you in the back?
Yep.
Oh. Okay, well, that's a new one. Are you sure it was a dream? Because from the way you describe it, it sounds like you were really there.
It's not the first time we've had a dream that's secretly real.
But then again, you woke up right where you went to bed. And you were definitely in a deep sleep this morning.
I don't know what to make of it either. Maybe it was just a very lifelike dream.
Then it's decided. Paimon will stay up and watch over you tonight. If anyone tries to mess with you, Paimon will beat him up.
Oh, that is very true. We just gotta get Zhao on the
Wake
case.
you up first, and then we can beat him up together.
Aww. Paimon's smile has a way of putting me to ease. But what I saw is still bothering me. dream was so chilling, and it almost feels like there's something watching me from some corner of the world even now. Something stabbed me in my dream, but when I woke up, there was no wound. Still, if I focus on that area, I feel a vague aching. Almost as if, deep underneath my flesh, something is...
Something is missing?
Oh! What?
Did you just say something?
You heard it too?
The flesh remains whole,
Yo,
but the
Skirk.
soul is incomplete. Left unresolved, the mind will wither away along with it.
Alright, yeah, soul wound.
Wait,
Yeah.
Paimon remembers you? Your child's master! Skirk?
Skork? It's Skirk.
Right! What are you doing here?
I guess it has been a while.
The last time we saw you was at the Primordial Sea in Fontaine,
Yep.
right? But then we left and never learned where you went after that.
Paimon.
Child's been looking everywhere for you, by the way. What brings you to Wanmean Restaurant of all places? You came here looking for us? And were you the one behind that hocus pocus just now?
Hocus
Tell me.
pocus.
What is it that you saw?
Yeah, okay, she's legitimately interested.
Tight-lipped, huh? I suppose that's fair.
No, it's called We Have No
You.
Voice.
I'll take a glass of wine.
Oh, of course. Coming right up.
Alright.
We make this one in-house. It's not too strong. Enjoy.
Chef Mao, I'll take a grilled tigerfish over here.
Coming right up. Ah, if I knew we'd be this busy, I wouldn't have approved Shenhe's vacation.
What?
At the end of the
Oh
day,
my God,
what
a random
happens to you
Shenhe
is of little
mention.
consequence to me. I'm not here to try and win you over. Trust me or not, the choice is yours. If you want my help, now's the time to speak
Oh
up.
yeah, no, running
You
into
have until I
Jean-Li would
finish
certainly
my
be
drink.
interesting. What do you know about this situation? Why are you here?
I was investigating an abyssal disturbance in the area and happened to notice you.
Okay.
Part of your soul is damaged, and the wound bears traces of abyssal corrosion. Need I say more?
Preferably,
Neither of those things
but you know.
sound good.
No. No, they do not. Dirk seems to know something, and given what I've seen of her strength, I bet she can tell what happened to me. I don't know what her goal is, but in this moment at least, I don't think she has bad intentions.
Well, should we trust her?
What do you think, Paimon?
She mentioned an abyssal disturbance. Maybe that has something to do with what's going on with
Presumably.
you.
Presumably.
We could always find a different expert on the abyss to help us out.
Not on short notice. We know like one
Yeah,
person
And that thing
otherwise.
she said about your soul being damaged is staring, Paimon. Definitely something we should fix sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Skirk's an interesting one, that's for sure. But from what Child's told us, she doesn't seem evil, at least.
Yeah. Just closed off.
1, 2, 7, 10. That'll do.
God. Giant ass Mora.
Well, have you made up your mind?
Have we? What I saw was a dark space shrouded in a dense fog that wouldn't disperse. You give Skirk a brief description of your dream.
So that's all we know, Miss Skirk. Ma'am, can you help us?
Put respect on Skirk's name.
So, you couldn't disperse the fog.
Oh?
I understand. Come find me in the Gwali Plains when you're done here. Oh,
Okay.
and I left cash for the drink on the table. Settle the bill for me, will you?
Alright.
Okay. Huh? She disappeared.
Alright. Just hops in a fucking void rift real quick. You and Paimon quickly finish your meal and go settle the bill.
Wait, hold on. You overpaid.
Oh.
Here's your change.
Oh, no. This includes the drink, so it should be the right amount.
I didn't think you two ordered a drink.
We didn't. It was that lady who came and sat with us, remember? You brought it out to her yourself.
Oh?
You sure? I could have sworn there were only two of you at that table.
Either something about Skirk
What?
is fundamentally, like,
What'd you put in their dish, Chef Mao? Some
not
kind of
functional with
hallucinogenic
normal
mushroom?
people.
You got them seeing things.
Or She did something.
Seeing things?
Huh.
Wait, so neither of you noticed her? Young lady? About this tall? Wearing a purple dress?
Yeah.
She ordered a
I
glass
do
of
love
wine.
that Paimon is so respectful to non-gods that are powerful.
Now you
but
mention
gods,
it, that
no.
vaguely rings a bell. And it looks like I did open the wine jar, so it must have just slipped my mind. In any case, that settles your bill. Come again
Interesting.
soon.
Some kind of limited, like, memory erasure. Huh.
Coming!
Hecky.
Okay, what was going on there? It's like they didn't remember Skirk being
Yeah.
there at all.
Okay, so that's how she's been able to traverse the
Even
world.
Paimon was half
unnoticed.
convinced we hallucinated the whole thing. But
Now, is that
Laura she left
intentional
for
or a
us was
side
definitely
effect of
real.
her being, like, a trespasser or some shit?
This whole situation is giving Paimon the creeps. But anyway, she told us to head to the Gwaili Plains, right?
Yeah.
Let's
Hello
not keep her
there, Umi.
waiting.
Good to see you. But yeah, very much the gaslight spell. All right, loading screens. I love them. Interesting. All right, to the Gwaili Plains. I imagine due to his, like, traversal of the abyss and stuff, he probably is just, like, altered in some way that enables him to remember. But I would be curious, like, who can and can't. Because obviously, if it's an intentional thing that she does,
Whoa, what
then
are
she
all
just
these
chooses
rift
who
hounds
she
doing
does
here?
it to. But if it's a passive, just, like,
Huh.
feature of her
Looks like
existence
they're
in that,
collecting something.
then bigger question for sure.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about the quest, so I'm very excited. Alright, let's do it.
Show no mercy! Attack
Clear
approach!
these up nice and quick.
Mine to wield.
And there we have it. That's C2R1 for you with essentially
So,
premium team.
This is what they were collecting.
Oh, it
looks kinda
feels
like-
good. God remains?
Yeah.
Ah, we
What
might run
is
into
going
Zhao,
on
honestly.
here?
With that in mind.
From the moment they are born, all beings with great power have an
Oh.
impact on this world.
Yo!
Even if their body is sundered and their soul extinguished, their influence remains.
Yeah?
Gods are the most common example of that. The remnants of gods who fell thousands of years
just
ago
freezing
remain
them.
buried deep within the earth, carrying within them a warped will and a dark curse.
Yeah, we know a lot about that.
These remnants form what you call God remains. And it appears that some of those sealed here were dug up and removed. There are
Okay.
traces left, but they're fading fast. Ugh. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Nothing.
The power of
wanted to
cryo
make
is
sure you
enough
were-
for her.
Real? She's definitely not a ghost traveler. Paimon poked her, and she's solid.
You did? What? After you left the restaurant, the other diners acted like you were never there.
Your life hangs in the balance, and that's what you're fixated on? Strange set of priorities.
I suppose.
It was just a trick to avoid being perceived.
Yeah, okay, intentional.
If someone notices me, those memories are erased. Simple as that.
Huh.
Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world.
Yeah.
The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me.
No right.
They're lucky they only have a few missing memories to show for it.
Okay, so she just
Now,
wipes the
Can we
memories
please get back on track?
in the minds of anyone she doesn't deem
where
as
were we?
worthy of knowing of her. Jesus, okay.
Right. The god remains. So basically, there's now
That's
less of them
cool.
here than there used to be, right? Isn't that a good thing? In our experience, god remains are 100% bad news.
Yeah,
A
generally.
lot of terrible things have happened because of them.
Maybe it's a good thing by human standards, but power doesn't come from nothing. And
True.
it doesn't just disappear for no reason.
Fair.
The remains aren't just gone. They were taken.
Like part of my soul was taken?
Very clever, traveler.
Okay, so
You
something's
aren't the only one who
collecting
had something taken from you.
powerful
There are victims like you
things.
everywhere. The only difference being, you can speak, and the remains cannot. So it went unnoticed. Something similar happened in Sumeru.
Oh.
Within the span of one night, countless consecrated beasts
Wow,
were slaughtered,
okay.
and a large amount of the god remains buried in the desert went missing,
Someone's
Of course,
collecting
God remains
powerful
are just
elemental
one of the
energy.
targets. The culprit is chipping away at sources of power all over this world, including the Stella Fortuna above.
The Stella Fortuna?
Wait, you mean the stars?
What?
Mm-hmm. 42 of them have died out in the past few months alone.
The stars in the
In
fake sky are
Conria,
dying.
people believed that powerful individuals have corresponding Stella Fortuna.
Uh-huh.
Even should that individual fall, their Stella Fortuna would not disappear, but gradually evolve into a new constellation.
Okay. Conria
But
lore?
now, stars are disappearing from the skies entirely, and it's not hard to deduce what's happening to the power they contain.
They're being swept up
Something
and
has been
taken by
leeching power
something.
from this world, like a parasite steals
Yeah.
nutrients from a host. And now, it's no longer satisfied
It
with the
set
remains
sights on
of the
someone
dead.
powerful, someone
It
unique.
wants
A descender.
you. This time, it
Huh.
only took a fragment of your soul. But next time, there's no telling how far it could go.
But why me?
No one knows. All I know for certain is this. Getting back what you lost
Yeah.
will not be easy.
Good
Considering how
connection
much
with
power
the
this
ancient
entity has
names
stolen,
thing.
it must be a god-level being by now at least.
Yeah,
But
Stella
that's not
Fortuna
the
are
real
what the
concern.
constellations are.
Souls are fragile things, and yours could easily be crushed if you go up against
A
it.
god-level being, Jesus Christ.
So, you're gonna help us, right?
Casually saying the stakes of this quest immediately.
We're going to help each other. You are my ticket to uncovering this thing's true identity.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
great! You seem super strong.
We're the
and
bait,
you
I
know
guess.
a lot about the abyss, so Paimon will take it.
Thank you.
Don't get all mushy on me. All I'm doing is helping you get back to normal after a sudden crisis.
Okay. Even the people
And I
she
should
acknowledges
warn
as
you,
powerful and
getting
worth
mixed up with
remembering
me
her,
can have
she
unforeseen
does not get along
consequences.
with.
We're on very different journeys. You don't want to be
Are
in
you
my
sure
debt,
about that?
Trust me. You help me uncover the truth behind this entity.
I've noticed a
and
lot
I'll
of
help you
similarities
recover
between
what
our
you
journeys.
lost. This is a transaction, that's all. You would
Sure.
do well to remember that.
What? Are we just entering the abyss?
Now, come along.
Okay. Just casually breaks open reality.
Yeesh! You'd think she'd be a little friendlier since she's agreed to help us. But nope.
Oh,
she's
God,
just
yeah,
like when we
she-
met her in the primordial sea.
Ah, she did
So
cause one of my
cold.
50-50 losses this time with Skirk as well.
whatever.
God.
If that's how it's gonna be, then she doesn't deserve our friendship. What she does deserve
Oh, no, it's happening.
is a super embarrassing
Paimon,
nickname.
no.
Ah, Paimon's got it. Frosty the Lavender Melon.
What?
Serves that ice queen right.
I don't know how well
Anyway,
this is going to go
the
for you,
important thing
Paimon.
is that we get that piece of your soul back. So, let's follow her and see what sort of plan she's got.
All right. In we go. Into the Abyssal Rift. Yeah, lavender melons are something that's locked in her mind. I don't know why. Ooh. Okay. Oh, interesting music.
Whoa, this place is way bigger than Paimon expected.
The Abyss.
Where are we?
The Abyss is where we are.
This is where I live. I suppose it's the closest thing I have to a home.
All right. It seems more like somewhere in the Abyss.
It is. I brought you here because time flows differently in this place.
Okay.
I don't know how much Ajax has told you.
Oh, she
but
calls
when
him
he fell
Ajax.
into this space, I mentored him for 3 months. In that time, only 3 days passed in the outside world.
Yeah.
Ajax. Oh, right! That's Child's real name. Yeah, Paimon remembers him mentioning something like that.
I'm only just imagining her hear us call him
A
child and
month
going,
here is
child?
equivalent
What?
to 1 day in the outside world? That should mean we're safe from that power-hungry soul
Not if
snatcher
they're
for
from the
now,
Abyss as
right?
well.
Yes, well, I didn't bring you here just to show you around. In the outside world, the Traveler could be attacked at any moment. But coming here
suppose.
has bought us quite a bit of time. Now, we just need to figure out how to investigate that place you saw. The one full of fog. Both your
Yeah, oh God,
description
yeah.
and the abyssal disturbance
Yeah, I
I felt
imagine
point to
he
that
never
space
asks
having some
a
connection
woman why
to
she
the
isn't
abyss.
smiling.
It could even be a
Gets
domain similar to
flashbacks
this
to
one.
being thrown
The
through
thief
the
who
abyss.
stole that fragment of your soul is hiding there. But the
Okay.
abyss is a chaotic and turbulent place. If we want to pinpoint their location, we need to see what that space looks like without the fog. Abyssal power
Alright.
can grant a special form of sight. Have you ever wielded abyssal power before?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Do you plan to learn?
I'm kind of at odds with the Abyss.
That tracks. All the information you have suggests the Abyss is something sinister.
Is it
And
not?
that abyssal power is a wild and dangerous force that always spells disaster.
Do
And
tell.
you're saying that's not true?
Do tell us what the truth
Depends
is.
on your perspective. Floods and hurricanes take countless lives too. But if one day you gain the power to control them, what was once a calamity is now just another tool in your arsenal.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll respect your opinion, though. Just means we have to turn to the second best option.
What's this?
A little abyss crystal that contains my
Ooh.
power. Wear it on your head, and
Ah,
we'll be
okay,
able
yeah, I
to perform
remember
dream
from the
mirroring
trailer.
when we fall asleep.
Dream mirroring?
Will that let her tap into our dream?
It means experiencing whatever the other
Yeah.
person is dreaming.
Ooh, I love the
Everything
upside
they
down shot
see,
here.
think, and feel.
Ooh.
Since you haven't studied the art of using abyssal power and have no plans to jump in the deep end right now, I'll have to do the
The
investigating.
implication
for
that we
you.
might someday is
With dream
big to
mirroring,
me.
every time you slip into a deep sleep, I'll see with my own eyes whatever scene plays out in your mind.
Okay.
Then, I can guide you through the dream environment, and we'll take back what was stolen from you.
Yeah, I'm sort of honestly thinking
You
that
make it
maybe
sound so
some kind of
simple.
abyss element might come in like Conria or something. I don't know though. I'd be curious to see. So all I need to do is wait? Is there anything else you need for me to do?
Tough to say. This is an unprecedented situation for both of us.
Okay.
Even assuming we do manage to find where this entity is hiding. Like I said, getting your soul fragment back won't be easy. To
Alright.
play it safe, I need to give you some special training first.
Okay, training arc.
Wait, you're gonna teach her some of your martial arts? Does that mean the next time we see Child, we have to treat him like our senior?
Yes, do it.
Do as you want. For my part, I don't see you as my disciples.
Okay.
You're already a pretty good fighter. All
Pretty
I'm
good.
planning to do is build on your current skills and train you for the
Yeah, your
specific
swordsmanship's pretty
scenarios that I
decent,
think
but
we
you haven't
might
mastered
face.
literally every weapon and reality.
But that's enough talk. If you're ready to do this,
God, she
then
just
come
keeps
with me.
making these riffs. I
Time
love
might
it.
be more lenient here, but that's no excuse to waste it.
Alright, yeah.
She moves fast. Paimon can hardly keep up with her. So,
Oh,
special
absolutely.
training, huh?
Child would
Kind of a
absolutely
rare
take any opportunity
opportunity.
for that.
With your skills, there's not a lot of people qualified to train you.
Yeah.
The last time
One of the
something
rare
like this happened
characters
was
that is
probably
objectively more
anti-Raiden
powerful than
Shogun
us.
training, right? Oh, feels like
Yeah,
a
I
lifetime
guess so.
ago.
Huh. That's the last training arc we had.
Skirk seems pretty strong too, though. Remember how she said that the all-devouring narwhal was just her
Yes.
master's pet?
Yes, yeah, that Sir
Maybe
Logi
we
is
really
something.
will learn something here.
Yeah. Lore. That's what we're learning. Okay. In we go. I'm vibing with the music. It's very subtle, but I like it. Yeah, the fact that there's something more to consider her a descender is very wild to me. Anyways, Jesus, I'm low health. I love the look of this place.
Ready?
I suppose.
Bring it on!
Your training will be split into 3 stages.
Okay.
Testing your blade work, elemental abilities, and reasoning skills.
Alright.
We'll start with blade work. You're no rookie in this area, so I won't bore you with the basics.
Fair.
During your long journey, you've no doubt sparred with a lot of talented sword fighters. Consciously or not, you will have picked up all kinds of techniques from them.
True.
You bet.
We learn from
There's
every battle.
Kaya, Master Jean, Kuching. Oh, and Kazuha, Ayaka. Yeah, we've met sword masters like
Yeah,
you in every
yeah.
nation we've been through.
Alright.
You sparred with a bunch of them too, right? Nice to know it's all gonna come in handy now.
Don't get too smug. In sword fighting, techniques alone are not enough. You need a cohesive system to bring it all together. A style or school of fighting. To use the
I'm
human
listening to
body
the
as an
dialogue, but one
analogy,
thing. Oh, okay.
your
never mind.
style is your skeleton. The foundation,
I was having a
the
brief technical
framework.
difficulty, but things are fine now.
Techniques are the muscles and other flesh attached to the bones. This is where your strength comes from.
Okay.
Improving your sword fighting is like growing that body. If your frame got bigger and taller, but you didn't add any muscle mass, you'd be weak and flimsy. Then again, if you packed on pounds of flesh without a big enough frame to support it, you'd end up bloated and unwieldy.
It makes sense. Yeah, okay. Understood. So what's the next step?
You need to do some introspection.
Okay.
Take a good, hard look at your past experiences and figure out which parts of what you've learned are just techniques, and which parts can be used to form your own system of blade work.
Yeah, okay.
Only then will you get the full utility out of all your thoughts and observations along the way. Only then will every strike you deliver make perfect sense.
Okay. I mean, hey, intention and understanding are huge.
One day, you'll reach a new level of power where you realize that even that's as basic a trick as anything.
Yeah.
But
You just keep
now,
reaching higher and
sword
higher
styles are
echelons.
so wildly different that teaching you mere techniques is pointless.
Yeah.
There are
Fair.
no shortcuts in the pursuit of power. Failure is your best teacher, and rigor is your coursework. That's
Speaking
all
from
I have to
experience,
say.
I take it?
Time to make a start. Train until you're satisfied with yourself.
Okay.
Now
I'm
focus.
liking her philosophy.
Destroy the crystal columns as swiftly as you can.
Okay. Bam. That one broke on its own. Okay. Training round complete. Cool. Oh. 900? What the fuck? How the fuck am I supposed to destroy
This is
900?
making Paimon's head spin. Hang in there, Traveler!
I'm so not used to using Traveler. Yeah, this is, something tells me they're making a point here of what our status of power is. Okay, no, it's just going through all of it, okay. Just saying that we do it all and then putting us to the top. I'm in the zone, limitless power is surging through me. Oh. Abyssal effects increasing charge attack AoE? Interesting, huh. Okay. Alright, just 17 this time. Only, like, 20 seconds? Okay. Could be doable, especially if I actually use my abilities. There we go.
Stay calm. Use your head. You have to keep it together.
Yeah, no, techniques are always tempting, but if they're not fitting to your fighting style, then they aren't worth much, unfortunately. There we go. The very beginning of the game, obviously, and Dendro Traveler are the only times I've ever bothered with Traveler. Otherwise, I've just never used them, so I barely know how to play them. This ain't Star Rail, where the character is actually very meta. Alrighty. 47 this time? Okay. Fucking whiffing. Great. Certainly something. Ooh. Oh, well, this is totally supposed to be a fucking AoE, but I wasn't in the center for it. Oh well. Anyways, there we go. There we have it, some training. Amazing, this is transforming my whole view of swordwork. I'm using the same techniques as ever, but now they're having different effects. Actual training! It's as if I've unlocked a hidden door in my mind, and there's a wellspring of strength on the other side. In my mind's eye, I'm seeing images of the friends I've made in Tevat. There are the sword styles and techniques that I have come to know. Okay.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Interesting that Kaya is one of them. Kaya Kushing. Interesting.
Consider a moment of true mastery that you've witnessed in another person, and ask yourself,
What's that
what
pose?
lies beneath the surface? What's their guiding philosophy? What's their state of mind as they maneuver their weapon?
Okay.
Now take that and practice it right away with speed, skill, and strength, over and over.
This
until
feels
your
much
hand
more
is
like an
one with your
actual
mind.
training arc.
This is the only path to true growth.
Hell
Step
yeah.
on up.
Oh,
Dance with the
Lenny.
waves.
Okay. I'm liking this. I like the vibe. I see eternity go by in an instant, the autumns of many years from a single leaf. Thus I shall slice this maple in a flash and ask a question of the ages. My sword style, my journey. This feels like actual main plot development for us. What the fuck? Huh.
If you start to tire,
I'm not
empty your
sleeping with
mind,
a
but
Yay
do
Miko
not
book.
stop. Stay in that frame of mind
At least
as
I
you
think
keep
that's what
up
it
the
was.
fight. Get rid of all redundant movements. Imagine your sword is an extension of your own body.
Yeah.
Wield it just as you wield your arms, hands, and fingers.
Okay.
It was on a deserted moonlit
We're really
night
going through every
that
sword
the hero
character.
approached the
Wow.
vile dragon's limpid lair. Ring cutter! Feathers fleeting wet. The white heron treads water.
That's a good question.
A
I'm not
sight
sure.
without flaw.
I'm not sure. I haven't looked at Kaya
Master
for a
of
while.
Inazuma Kamisato art Tachijutsu.
I'm so used to hearing that line like so much faster. With each slash of my blade, I feel my strength increasing. I don't know if my weapon can contain all this power. Maybe it's time to upgrade to a 5-star weapon. I'm in the zone. Limitless power is surging through me. What are we gonna do to these? Just slash through them all, or? Yeah, okay. Okay. Ignore that our blade didn't make contact. You slash and swipe till you've exhausted every ounce of your energy. Okay. Also, I feel like there's some new poses here.
Looks like you've made some real progress.
Yeah.
That concludes your training session.
Okay.
Awesome! Paimon knew you could do it!
How do you feel?
I love that it's called Kazuha Slash. It's so funny. Exhausted. I'm fighting to keep my eyes open.
As you should be. Time flies when you're training hard. You've actually been going for several days now with no
What
rest.
the fuck?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Paimon's had a whole bunch of naps. But you were so focused, she didn't want to interrupt you.
Okay.
Go
Some
get some
serious
sleep.
training then.
I'll be doing the same very soon. Let's hope you see that foggy place in your dream.
Yeah.
So I can get this investigation over and done
Oh,
with.
tiring us out also so that we can just, like, go all out into the dream. Alright, can we talk to Skirk? Yes, we can.
Sometimes you have to practice a single movement 1,000,000, maybe 10
Yeah,
million
she has
times
talked about that kind of
before
thing
the
before.
breakthrough moment comes. Nothing in the outside world can help you in this
The
process.
abyss is a mysterious
The
place.
most important
Who needs
thing
food?
is to remain patient.
I definitely know I need water, though. I am a thirsty boy. Ah, back through the void. Oh, a little campfire. This was not here before. Right, the little thing. So we're gonna put it on, and hopefully we dream the dream. Ceremonial blade work. Huh. Interesting. But what kind of ceremonial blade work? That's the question. Ooh, seems like a different place. What is this place? Oh, the dream yet to be dreamed. You're so right. Oh god. Have I been pulled back into that place again? But Skirk said the dream mirroring would kick in when I fall asleep. So why am I back here? No, on closer inspection, this isn't the same dream as last time. What? What gave it away? It's dark and gloomy, but there isn't that chilling fog that made my hair stand on end. Hold on. If dream mirroring is a two-way process, maybe I'm seeing inside her mind while she's exploring mine? Yo, we get lore while she does the job? Hell yeah! This is her inner world. Pretty bleak. I can occasionally make out the sound of a flowing stream, but other than that, it's so empty. Oh, what are you? Oh, what's that? What a strange-looking creature. Where did it come from? I think it wants me to follow it? Might as well see where it leads. Yeah, this isn't purple fog. But what is this little guy? I want him. They're not a Sealy. Or at least they're not a conventional one. Oh, what's happening? Just straight into a cutscene, I guess? Okay. Hmm?
Skirk, why are you skipping classes again? We've talked about this.
All the way back to her childhood?
He's a crabby old man, and he's a boring
Oh,
old man.
kid
I don't like going to his classes.
Oh!
Excuse me. You shouldn't talk about your teacher like that. It's very disrespectful.
Very different personality.
All right, let's not get into a big fight about this.
Are these her
Skirk's
parents?
learned what she needs. There's no point forcing her to sit through more classes if she doesn't want to be there.
She's just a prodigy?
But I'd still love to hear about what you got up to yesterday. Why don't you tell your dad all about it?
Parents. Interesting.
I went diving, and I saw this huge fish. I never knew they could get that big. It looked kind of dumb, though, with that stupid big fat head.
Oh my god, don't insult the
fish
fish
its
like
fin,
that.
But it just spat water at me. Oh, and today, I'm gonna go to that prairie up north. There's supposed to be this giant bird there that can spit fire. I bet if I climbed on its back, it could fly me all the way to the stars.
So Skirk was a very remarkable person even in her old world.
Then I suppose your old dad should get one as a pet too. Otherwise, how are you going to hear me call you for dinner up there in the stars?
Rather fortuitous.
When it's time to eat, I'll come back on my Anyway, gotta go. Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
Will you be able to, though?
Wait. Put on a coat at least. You'll catch a cold. I'm talking to you, young lady. You spoil that child, you know.
Yeah.
Ever since that merchant ship arrived, she practically lives outside. Always going on about exploring the beyond one day, whatever that means.
Truly the monkey's paw finger curls.
Let the kid do what makes her happy. Besides, we both know you're all bark and no bite. Come on, our little adventurer is gonna be hungry when she gets back. Let's get started on dinner.
Okay. Worried mom. Very supportive father. I'm out. So is this representing Skirk for us? The weather's wonderful today. Oh.
The stars
Another memory.
shimmer high above. But what lies beyond the stars?
So she always had
Mountains as far
an
as the eye
interest
can
in the
see,
stars. Okay.
An endless snowy plain? Or maybe buildings taller than the sky, like the people from the merchant ship said.
Huh.
I can't be the only one asking these questions.
Yeah.
The universe is fascinating. If only I could meet some other people like me. We could set sail together and explore every corner of the world.
So she was always an adventurer, or yearning
I'm
to
sick
be.
of being
Okay.
a kid. There's so many amazing things out there. And I'm ready
Don't
to
be
see
so
them
eager
all.
to grow up.
But for now, I'm starving. Better get back.
God, if it was the Astral Express, that would be insane. Probably not, though. Huh? What's over there? Something's going on? Huh, what's going on? Next memory.
Don't let a single one of them get away!
Oh, boy.
No, please, spare the children. Stay back.
Okay, people raiding the town?
Eliminate the threat.
Take them down.
The threat?
Don't be scared.
This way!
Jesus Christ.
Never make it! Where
There's fire everywhere. What happened?
Yeah. My best guess is just, like, raiders or something.
I told you we shouldn't have trusted these outsiders!
Outsiders? People from the merchant ship? Something related to Skirk?
Why are you doing this? What did we do to deserve this? We welcomed you with our finest food and drink. Showed you the best our home has to offer. Gifted you cloth dyed by our own hands. And this is how you treat us?
People taken in by the town who then turn their backs and just destroy the town. Jesus.
Captain, Zone 3 is clear and we have Zone 2 surrounded.
Soldiers, okay.
Begin extermination. Remember the orders from upper command. No one is to be left alive.
But why?
Rest assured, sir. We have enough
This is
munitions
actual
to annihilate
commands.
these savages and burn their entire civilization to the ground.
Entire civilization and savage. Okay.
Good. The only ones who put up a real fight are that man and his wife, correct? What's their status?
We
Skirk's
shot the man
parents
in the ankles and the wife broke her wrist
shot
attempting to
them.
fight back. They won't be doing
Seems
much
like
more
perhaps
fighting.
a more advanced
They're holed up in
civilization.
their home for now, but they won't last long. To prevent them from making some kind of last stand, we're planning to clear out the other zones first so we can send a bigger squadron to surround
Some
them.
kind of empire, something, or kingdom that is
Turns out some of these beasts
expanding?
do know how to use
Conquering?
their claws. Now the threat these savages pose will be undeniable. Let them cling to what's left of their lives for a little longer.
Jesus.
Once the other zones are cleared, I'll cut off their heads myself.
What the fuck? Huh. Well, that's fun. Real wholesome. Smells like something's burning. What's going on? Oh, it's, you know, just your life falling apart in front of you.
Dad? Mom?
Are they still alive?
Skirk, you're all right.
Okay, they are.
Thank heavens.
I'm so happy to see you, sweet girl. But you need to go. It isn't safe here. They'll be back any second.
What happened? You're bleeding a lot.
Okay.
Dad? Mom?
He's already been injured. Damn, okay.
This is the place. Alert all units. Prepare to surround.
Run, Skirk. Run as far away as you can. Don't trust anyone.
Don't trust anyone.
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to survive.
Is that a
My
just
clever girl,
parental
so curious.
protection and like wish
You're
for her to live
already
on?
so brave.
Or something
I
else?
know you're going to grow up to be such a positive light in this world.
Maybe not this world, but perhaps another
Whenever
one.
you miss us, just play this song.
Oh.
Remember, life is a gift.
Oh,
Don't
I already
let
know where this is
darkness
going.
claim
God
it.
damn it.
Break down the door! Look what we have here.
Fading in guitar is
A
really good.
savage that can pluck a tune. Well, the show's over. You! Stop singing! Shut it! I said shut it or I'll make you! Fine.
We're not hearing the
Have
full
it your
song,
way.
but we're getting the beginnings of it. What was that? So a song from her parents, okay. Oh, she's actually singing. Okay. Oh god, it's the actual song from, okay. An acoustic
you're
version of
awake?
that? Okay. Yeah.
I found a few clues while you were asleep, but it's only a start. Now, time for the second stage of your training. This time, the focus is elemental energy.
Okay.
Come find me when you're ready to begin.
So this is going to be the pace of the quest. Training into lore dumps about Skirk's past, into training into lore dumps. Okay. Yeah, her voice is really pretty. I was wondering if it was her actual voice or not, but definitely the song from her animation. Which is a really good touch. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again just to like feel it harder now. Once we're done with this, obviously.
No day and no night. It's like time hardly exists.
Yeah.
If we weren't careful to keep track, it feels like we'd have no idea how long we've even been here.
True.
Well, except for the fact that Paimon still gets hungry like clockwork.
Yeah, we could probably measure time with
Paimon's
that.
gonna grab a bite.
Where do we even have food from? Does Skirk just go out and get food sometimes? I'm ready to start.
The way I see it, the pursuit of power is divided into 3 stages.
Okay.
The first is mastering the use of standard weapons. Next is learning how to harness natural energy.
Okay.
And after that, you're free to challenge even
so
higher
literally
dimensions.
Master mundane
The
combat,
natural energy
then
to
elemental
that is,
energy,
of course,
and
elemental
then beyond
energy.
being abyssal.
But that's not my area of expertise. I draw from a different source of power.
That must mean...
Abyssal power.
Yep.
Yes. Also known as the power of the Void Realm.
The power of the Void Realm?
My master, Sertologi, is a true expert in that area.
Okay.
After all, he was one of the group of 5 that infamously stole the all-encompassing power of the Abyss. An act for which the people of Conria gave them the epithet, the 5 Sinners.
Yep.
The elemental energy of Tavad, on the other hand, is derived from the power of the Light Realm.
Yeah, okay.
These 2 forms of energy exist in direct opposition to each other.
Yep.
Suffice to say,
We've known a little bit of this,
not much I can teach you this time.
Super cool to have it acknowledged in text. Huh. There's something familiar about the power you use. It almost seems related to Cryo in some way.
A keen observation, traveler. Call it respecting local norms.
Yep.
The Abyss
That's what we've
stands in
heard
direct
before.
conflict with the will of this world. So, to make my life easier, I disguise my power to make it appear cryo-like in nature.
Okay.
It's a technique I learned from some Conrian ruins.
Oh.
Known as the 7 Shifting Serpent. If you ever change your mind about delving into abyssal power, I can teach it to you.
Abyssal power doesn't suit me. I have the ability to purify abyssal power.
So I've heard. You seem to have a knack for removing abyssal power.
So are we just removing it?
Is purification really what's going on there? Like I said, power does not simply disappear.
Have we just been building it up inside us? What are you
Just
trying to
thinking
say?
out loud. Let's focus on your elemental training. That's what's gonna help us at
Maybe
the
that's
situation
where this
gets
is coming
tricky.
from, some
True
buildup
growth
of
comes from
abyssal power
adversity.
within us.
But only if you make the choice to pick yourself up again every time you fall.
Survive,
So,
endure, evolve.
It's time to push yourself to the limit, and then keep pushing. This is the only way to advance at pace.
All right.
Use the power of Animo to clear the field as fast as you can.
Ooh. Okay. Actually having us use the variety of elements, that's fucking cool. I like that they're actually like making us use our abilities, acknowledging what is going on with all of our stuff. Though it is sort of wacky to be just using an ammo here, but whatever. We're fighting the elemental boys, so it's fine.
Windblade!
God, it's been so long since I've heard Windblade. Ring round complete.
Observe your surroundings. Look for things you can use to tilt the scales of success in your favor.
We have some fire, so let's get this thing over here and get some fire. Alright, anyways, it wasn't close enough. Oh well. Just going to hit it normally, I guess, until it is in better position.
Windblade!
Come this way, come to the fire. Okay, never mind. Yeah, no, it's very nice that they actually swap it. Alright, presumably, if I'm remembering how my abilities work correctly, yep, it becomes Pyro. There we go. Didn't carry it along super well, no, okay, it worked a little. That didn't do much, though. God, I really like the vibe of this, but God, is Traveler not that powerful?
Windblade!
Alright, that's Wave 2. You train the element powers 1 by 1, ending with Hydro.
Use the power of Hydro to destroy the spikes.
Alright. There's one, I forget, can you aim this? Yes, you can. Right, that's how it works. Okay. It's been a minute since I used Hydro and never intentionally used it, like, actually. So, target practice time.
Faster. Don't give them a chance to strike you. You need to be quicker than you were in your dream. You can't afford another injury like that.
Yeah, okay. Some good old... I fucking missed. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So it's actually making it more timed. Mm-hmm. Oh, fuck.
Water jet!
Alright. This is interesting. I sort of vibe with it.
Water jet!
How did I not hit that one? Yeah, the Anemo was not that strong. At least for this one, it, like, actually uses the abilities that you have. For the ideal way to do it. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm vibing with this. Very much helps this feel like a training arc. Ooh, along my journey I've gained different elemental abilities, but I've never trained them all at once like this. All at once? Give us something related to using them all at the time.
You need to understand what makes you special. The ability to wield elemental energy without a vision and switch between the elements.
That's what we've all been saying for so long.
It means your aspirations need no approval from the gods. Your power is not bound by the rules of this world. So be bold. Do not be afraid to chart your own path.
Yeah, it's much more like Nouvelette. Graceful as the wind, tough as stone, nimble as lightning, flourishing like foliage. I can feel the power of the elements flowing through me, sometimes as peaceful as a flowing stream, other times surging like a raging river. If I close my eyes, I can almost hear their voices, but it's not like some wild beast battling me for dominion. It's more like saying hello to an old friend. I love all the elements around us like this. Please show us some, like, use of, like, everything at once. Uh-oh? Okay, we shoot some water. We shoot some more water. Jesus!
Very good. It seems you've reached a deeper level of connection with the elements.
What does that mean for us, though? How long has it been this time?
Long enough for you to lose yourself in your training.
Okay.
Which is a good sign. Relentless practice with the elements has drained all your strength, but it's also what allowed you to make progress. Get some rest. When you wake up,
yeah, I understand why mechanically it doesn't exist,
training.
like, in-game, but God, I wish it did in some way. Alright. First we talk to Skirk.
If you wish to master the elements at a fundamental level, you must see the entire natural world. Nature and all its places and forms.
Okay.
That is part of what it means to be a traveler.
Skirk telling the traveler what it means to be a traveler? Interesting. Cool. Yeah, I really wish we see more, like, we would see more of multiple elements at once being used. So I'm hoping with this that maybe we will. Alright, dream time. This place again. The little boy, the little thing, the little whatever. Did you bring me here? Who are you? Of course it can't speak. Alright, off we go. No response. The strange creature just floated away. What is that thing? What is it doing in Skirk's inner world, and where is it taking me this time? Presumably to Skirk's past post the death of her entire town.
What is the secret to power?
Certology!
Longing. Hatred.
English Certology voice.
No. It is fear.
Interesting how they're representing him.
Of losing those you love. The fear of watching your home burn. Fear of loneliness.
Huge that we're getting his voice.
Fear of death. Fear is the source of evolution. It forces humanity to adapt to their environment and overcome hardship. It is in the process of prevailing over our fears that we surpassed first ourselves and then the rest of the world.
Motivated by fear, okay.
That fear is now part of you. It calls on you to evolve. And it is time to answer.
Yeah, interesting philosophy. Fear of loss. Fear of death. Oh, it hurts. Daddy, mommy. So after the death of her family, she was thrown into the training with Sirtology because Sirtology found her, I guess?
Any minute spent missing home is a minute wasted. Practice your sword work instead.
So,
do not
so you must use your fear, but you cannot let it control you to
Master,
make you, like,
I can barely
fail.
lift the sword anymore. If I keep going, I feel like my wrist is going to break.
So it has not broken yet.
Oh. So you're saying you still have your normal actual limbs.
And keep practicing until it breaks. I want to hear the cracking and splintering of
Jesus
bones.
Christ.
After all, bones can always be reset.
If that's how the Conrians trained, that's absurd. Okay. We certainly know now a bit of what the difference in Skirk's training versus Child's was. You can't breathe. Everything's going black. This is pretty much direct proof that Skirk trained Child much more kindly.
Skirk. Once again, you survived. How do you feel?
Cold and pain.
These are signs that you are adapting to the abyss.
So they're in the abyss during this training, yeah.
Each time the flesh is torn and the spirit crushed, each time you claw back from the brink of death, you become stronger.
A bit of a Dragon Ball Saiyan philosophy there.
People sought to destroy your homeland. Your potential goes beyond even what I could have anticipated.
So they destroyed her civilization out of fear of what Skirk could become?
But you still have much to learn in your pursuit of strength.
Whoa.
Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall show no mercy in your training.
You were showing mercy?
To shut out all the pointless emotion.
That was
Crush
showing mercy.
The self that makes you weak and become master over your physical form.
Okay.
Get up, Skirk. Wipe the blood off your face. Cut away the rotten parts of your flesh.
Jesus.
And mend what is broken. Then take up your sword.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, she's still a child. Jesus Christ. Wild. The dream is over, but I can't get this suffocating, oppressive feeling out of my head. I have so many questions about Skirk's past. Where does she come from? What has she been through?
You're up! Hopefully you got some good rest.
Yeah. Okay,
Skirk said to tell you that she's ready to start the final stage of
So
your
it
training
sounds like there's
whenever
something
you are.
about Skirk herself
So, want
that
to head
set
over
her
now?
up to have
Or
the potential
did you
to
wanna
become
wait
as
a little?
powerful as she did. It's not just happenstance of being a person that Sirtology decided to train. I really want answers, but right now it's vital that I complete my training. Once that's done, I'll find a chance to talk to her. Yeah, no, why ask people about their problems and past when you can just go through their memories? Okay. That is really interesting to me, though, that there is something fundamental to Skirk as a person that makes her have potential.
From your training so far, you have gained better command of the sword, and more control over your elemental abilities.
Oh, swordology is easily the biggest curiosity for me. Thank you. It's all thanks to your guidance.
That's only part of it. Experience is the real teacher. Your journey, the friends you have made.
We can even see just in her training of us, though it's brutal,
These have taught you more than I ever
is
could.
so much kinder
Now,
to us than
it's time
swordology
to
was
focus
to
on
her.
how you react under pressure. You must be able to think rationally, even in unpredictable combat situations.
Yeah.
To simulate this, I'm going to attack, and you're going to block.
Oh god, we're
Ready?
dead! Give me your worst. I'm gonna die!
Not bad. That defensive stance looks near unbreakable. Just like your brother.
What?
Huh. That reminds me. You still don't know what happened to him.
Skirk!
Do you?
What? Mental. Okay. Yeah. Break our stance. If you can't do it physically, do it emotionally.
Hey, no fair! That's cheating!
Nope.
You think every opponent has the same moral code
Nope.
as you? You can denounce their deplorable methods all you want, but only if you live to tell the tale. The dead don't get to complain.
Yes.
Strong emotions will always arise in combat. Anxiety, anger, fear. But a true warrior is never at their whim. Only when you are free from the influence of emotion can you make the right choice, no matter the situation.
Something tells me child has a long way to go, then. Are you describing yourself?
How amusing. Almost sounds like you think you know me.
Maybe we do better than you
don't.
think.
You can choose your own path. We are not the same. Let's begin. Try to use reason over emotion. Make the most rational and advantageous decision.
I just
in
took it
any
at face
given moment.
value.
This is your final training session. Look alive.
All right.
Same drill as before, but this time I'm going to interfere. Hold your focus.
Okay, interesting. We have Hydro this time, and there's just those now. Anyways, for this, it's probably just attacking better, and then there's these. So it's combining the training. Cool. I like how they're just combining all these things. Oh boy. Ow. All right. Okay. Simple enough. Oh, there's a few of those. Okay. Ooh. Honestly, dodging those in most scenarios is probably the better option. Okay. Oh, more over here. Okay. On we go. Getting rid of those before they fire. There we go. Yeah, we know you, Skirk. We have your voice lines.
Go!
Okay. There we go. More.
Not bad. Better than I
Guess we're
expected.
done. Not easy to control my emotions. Battle's overwhelming, but if I can just focus all of my attention on what my opponent is doing and how I should respond, it's almost like my emotions take a back seat.
You're getting the hang
flow
of it.
state.
The first step to controlling your emotions is controlling your mind.
Yeah.
You want a unified train of thought. It all comes down to focus.
Mm-hmm. Focus. Focus on the battle. I'm really loving this. Vibes-wise, just, it's super solid. I think it's working. I can choose to tune out anything that isn't relevant to the battle. But I think I'm still pretty far from having full control over my emotions.
Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall show no mercy in your training.
That's echoing in our minds. Okay.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak.
It's the same philosophy, but delivered in a kinder way. Skirk went through this kind of training too, didn't she? How merciless does the training have to be to make someone substitute all emotions for pure reason?
Stop. Let's pause here. One look, and I can tell your mind has wandered.
Yep, we're
That's to be
thinking about you.
expected. There's a limit to how
I'm
long
not,
a human
but, you
being
know.
can concentrate on one thing. Staying calm and focused sounds simple in theory, but in practice, it's more demanding than sword work or elemental abilities.
Yeah, keeping a one-track mind consistently is hard. Skirk is right. Now that I've stopped, all the emotions I was suppressing are rushing back to the surface. Pain, exhaustion, frustration, doubt, but exhaustion is the main one. I feel like I could fall asleep on the spot.
Get some rest. No point training further if you're already dead on your feet. Like I said at the beginning,
Slight difference in philosophies between Skirk and
Sir point that you're
Sirlogi.
satisfied with. You managed to push past your limits, which is a good start. You can be proud of that and sleep well knowing that you've earned it.
Alright. She actually gives praise. Yo, we actually get a chest?
Warriors will train day and night to perfect their skills. But when the battle comes, their fate may be decided in a matter of minutes.
Yep.
One mistake, one moment of hesitation, and just like that,
One
all
wrong
their
move
blood,
and that's it.
sweat and tears were for nothing. You need to push yourself to perfection, or you might not even live to regret it.
Yeah, Sirlogi would look at us and go, oh, you still have your normal bones? Too bad, keep going. Alrighty. What memories do we get this time? Maybe of her time with, Child? Maybe? Just thinking of, like, different eras. Or maybe we'll hear about her, like, time immediately before entering Teyvat. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't notice that. Huh, Mondstadt sigils. Maybe that's just, like, the in-game default or something? Looks like I'm back in Skirk's inner world. I don't see that strange creature this time. But I think I can navigate the space on my own now, even without it here to guide me. I don't know how to leave, so I'm stuck here until I wake up. Can't hurt to take a look around while I wait. Time to just casually wander around someone's brain. What do we have here?
Skirk is amazing.
Oh?
She faced down that terrifying giant and cut its head clean off.
Oh?
Oh, she got hurt though, didn't she? I heard it was pretty bad.
Yeah, well,
When is
that's a
this?
given.
Where is this?
But the moment she was on the mend, she got right back to practicing her sword work. I heard Master suffered a grave injury once too. Lost an arm and a leg and still came back stronger than ever.
Other
Skirk's
disciples
becoming
of
more like him
Sirlogi?
by the day.
This sounds like post-Sirlogi
Incredible.
training.
I wonder if I'll ever reach their level. They're always so resolute, so unshakable.
So Skirk wasn't the only student of Sirlogi, but just the most capable and remarkable? Oh, straight into the Skirk perspective.
Pathetic. You're not even trying. You're so much weaker than you think.
Oh?
Skirk, have you become a positive light
Memories?
in this world?
Visions of her family? She has the Void Arm.
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
Survivor's
Keep your
guilt.
gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
I have so many questions. I just want to jump in a spaceship, explore the whole universe, and get answers from the stars. I just need to wait till I'm grown up. Then I can do anything.
Like I said before, the monkey's paw curls.
Now, you must bid farewell to who you were in the past and become someone stronger.
Run, Skirk, run! Only death
Yeah.
awaits us here.
Yeah, that's a very
Keep
fair
running.
point.
and don't ever look back.
Maybe not students of Certology, but just disciples of some kind of sword training place? I don't know, huh? Interesting. Literally training herself to the bone. Alice!
Let's see here. First things first, you need a new identity.
Did Alice help her form a new identity?
People you're from somewhere beyond the stars won't do. Now what? How about saying you hail from beneath the earth instead? As the Conrian saying goes, venturing out into the universe and down into the abyss are the same in that both are braving the dark unknown.
And the world is upside down.
Well, I'm a visitor on this planet, so I'll follow the rules.
I love that we're seeing more of this
Splendid.
interaction.
That saves me quite a bit of trouble. Let me offer you a piece of advice in return, although it might not be what you want to hear. I know the pursuit of strength is important to you, but taking a moment for yourself every once in a while is never a bad idea.
Trying to get her to loosen up a little.
Ignore her existence for too long.
Her.
And there will come a day when you can no longer hear her voice.
So that was Alice saying that in the trailer. Okay. Huh. Who is her? Lots of food for us. Okay. Huh. I really do sometimes just speak in the exact same way in time as the characters. The dream is over. I can hear the crackling of a fire in the distance. And there's a fragrant aroma in the air. Grilled meat.
You're awake!
Is this abyssal fish is the question.
You must be starving, right? Ta-da! A barbecue feast just for you!
Yeah, I'm starving.
Of course you are! That's why Skirk and Paimon got this all ready for you.
They work together to cook it? Aw.
Before it gets cold.
So you're best friends now?
Ah, well, if you're around someone long enough, it's bound to happen. Plus, Skirk can cook. So, Paimon decided she can forgive the whole Ice Queen
What the
thing.
fuck, Paimon? You're becoming
Paimon's
friends
not one
with
to
someone
hold a
other than
grudge.
us behind her back? What the fuck?
Here's an idea. Let's save the chit-chat until after the meal.
You all dig in and make quick work of the food.
So full. Okay.
You can tell that Paimon's full because she's at a
Paimon's
45-degree
turn to
angle.
sleep now. Wake her up when it's time to go.
Alright, Paimon's going to sleep. Time for actual big boy talk.
I have good news.
Oh?
First, your training is complete. You have what it takes to wield immense power.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of putting it into practice.
I suppose.
Continue to learn from your journey and hone your skills against formidable opponents.
Oh, we'll be doing
Second, I've located the culprit we've been searching for.
Okay.
Next, we just need to retrieve the missing part of your soul, and our business will be concluded.
Sounds good. Thank you. That was a lot faster than I expected.
When Ajax trained with me, he once told me he was bursting with questions.
Yep.
So I allowed him to ask me 3 of them before he left.
Yep, and we heard those.
You and I may never meet again, traveler. So if there's anything you want to ask me, now's your opportunity. Just like Ajax,
3
I'll
questions.
answer 3 of your questions.
Do we get to pick? After spending time in Skirk's inner world and witnessing her memories, there are so many questions I could ask. But the most important one is... Are you really from Tevat? Tell us where you're from!
Okay, not the angle I was expecting. What makes you ask that?
We've been digging around in your noggin. I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier, but while you were in dream mirroring, I think I saw your memories. This is the first time I've seen Skirk break her composure. Yes, this really took her by surprise.
I knew that was a possible side effect. Closed off my mind to you for that exact reason.
Didn't work.
Even with the dream mirroring, you should have seen nothing but endless darkness.
What does it avoid or wanted to? Though, Skirk didn't share those memories with me on purpose. And in fact, she tried her best to keep them from me. We're just built different. We can dream dreams yet to be dreamed. Wait, speaking of endless darkness, on my first time there, that was all I saw until the strange creature appeared.
Whatever. Must have been a flaw in my execution. I shouldn't be too surprised. Due to some recent circumstances, my self-control has been lacking as of late.
Okay.
Since you've seen what you've seen,
Interesting.
there's no reason to hide the truth. All I ask is that you keep it a secret.
Don't worry, we're also not from this world.
I'm not from Tevat. I'm from a different planet. And there was a time
so she
when
really
I
did journey
through
through the stars. Okay.
A lot like you in some ways.
There's a lot of similarities between us. Like me. You mean you're also a descender? Don't use up your questions like this.
No. We're different in that respect.
Admittedly not a horrible
You're
question.
influencing the fate of this world. But me, I'm just
Descender
passing
versus
through.
trespasser.
Several hundred years ago, my master,
Several
Sotologi,
hundred, okay.
opened the border between worlds and sent me here.
So
This is not my home.
realistically,
One
somewhere
day,
between 300 and 500
I'll
years,
return to the
based on
vast
what we saw in
unknown
her
of
animated
space.
short.
So, there you have it. On to your second question.
So that was an extra question. Cool. What do we ask next? What is your goal in coming here? That's a good question.
To become stronger.
Of
For
course.
certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master.
Yeah, I don't think the
as
sinners are
quickly as
considered descenders.
possible.
Well, because they come from
But
Conria,
first,
so.
I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah, okay.
Walk the path he once walked. And somewhere along the way, I'll find out how to defeat him. That is my sole focus.
Walk the path
and
he
purpose.
walked to gain the power he has so that you
Okay.
can defeat him.
You have one question remaining.
Skirk's goal is to defeat the Foul? I can hear how serious this is for her. I wonder what those certain reasons could be. Huh. But given how quickly she blazed through that answer, I doubt she wants to talk about it. I have one question left. What should I ask?
You make
Yo,
it sound
Child
so
comes
easy.
to mind.
Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that
Are we
unknown
gonna ask
abyss.
something on Child's behalf?
But it's
That'd be
been
really
years
cute.
now, and I've still found nothing.
I'd love that. Huh, maybe I should take this opportunity to get Child some answers. Aw, we're doing it for someone else!
Well, your last question?
You know Child is looking for you, right? Are you going to let him see you?
Ajax. His situation is different than yours. Before you ever crossed paths with me, you'd already encountered many formidable people.
Yep.
Studied their techniques.
It's very similar.
And developed your own skill set. So, during your training, all I had to do was build upon that foundation. But Ajax was so young when he came to me. A complete
You need to
blank
build
canvas.
his foundation,
Children
and then
can't
he
help
needs
but
to
imitate their role models.
build it up from there.
In the long run, that would only hinder his growth.
Oh?
Once Ajax has enough strength in his own right, I will allow us to meet again. Until then, let that motivate him to reach his full potential.
That was a calm and calculated answer. It's like she was talking about something entirely mundane. I don't know why, but I'm not buying it. She makes it sound like the decision has everything to do with Child and nothing to do with her. But what does she actually feel about it? There's no way she feels nothing for him. The Abyss is completely silent. This domain must get lonely after a while. Not to mention, she said it's been hundreds of years since she arrived in Tevat. And even longer than that if you account for how slowly time passes here. Yeah, she must have been around for thousands of years.
I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the
No matter
lowly
how
have
much
no
you say
right to
that, there's at
remember
least
me.
one
They're
person.
lucky they only have a few missing memories to show for it.
In all that time, she never established a connection with this world. Is it really just because she looks down on the weak? I doubt she'd give me a straight answer if I asked. Besides, I've already used up my 3 questions. She was happy to give me cold hard facts. But I still feel like I haven't heard her true voice.
Wake up your companion. It's time to go.
Okay. Lore time is over.
Oh, and everything I just told you. Best keep it a secret from her as well.
Alright. Oh my god. Is Paimon sucking on her thumb? Or was that just the angle? Huh, okay. I mean, I suppose Child will be completely fine with the knowledge. To meet her, you just gotta get stronger. Ah, the real world once again.
Where are we headed?
I
Just
would
follow me.
love if we
I'll
could
open
have
an
Skirk
abyssal rift
visiting
close
the
to the culprit's
child
location.
family.
It will take us to where he's hiding.
All right. Where are we dropping? Ah, near the chasm. Okay. Not too surprising, given how fucked up the chasm is. But I am very desperate for someday a scene of Skirk awkwardly sitting in a child's, like, family home as, like, Chooser just talks to her about random shit. I would love that. That actually is a random thing that just occurred to me that I'm curious about. I wonder if by the time we reach Nesnaya and Child's family, would they update
near the chasm,
Chooser to be older? Because it's implied that
If we
years
enter
have
from
passed.
here, we'll be able to reach that place from your dream. You have some experience with abyssal domains by now.
Oh god,
but
no,
still,
not the narwhal.
This is someone else's territory. Best to proceed with caution.
Yeah, we better be careful.
Don't worry. Paimon's an expert at hiding behind other people for safety.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, but, that means you need to stay safe, traveler.
Let's teach this thief a lesson.
All right. Remember your training.
All right.
Time to put it to use.
Yeah. Let's do it. Through the abyssal rift. Okay, what do we have to get into here? Yep, this is the place we were, or at least a version of it. And now we're playing just as Skirk and Hydro Traveler? Okay. To enable the freeze, I guess.
Yeah!
Alright, let's just do some of this. God, it is so not great. But hey, Skirk is just that good on her own, so it's fine. God, I am not used to having only 2 characters. Alright, this mode again. Bam. Okay. God, the trial version of her has more HP than mine.
Whoa!
Oh.
Look at all these spikes! Careful! Don't get hit!
Yeah, okay.
You know what? Paimon's just gonna
Luckily, they're
float
horrible
behind you. Come on, you got this.
Yeah. Stay behind us, Paimon. Alright. Blam. Ball. Bump. Bump.
Hey, what are you two doing here?
Ooh, Abyss Mages. Okay. Oh, so it's not them.
Abandoned house. Let's press on.
It's just that they've also been drawn to this. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Or these. Yeah, no, it almost certainly is just to trigger that. But it also just works fittingly for the vibe of the quest. I like that they actually have it as the 2 people who are there. Now we just need Paimon in the team.
Oh, looks like this is a dead end. Did we make it to his hiding place?
Maybe?
Ugh, this fog is making it impossible to see anything!
Yeah. This looks like where we
This should be
were.
the place where you were attacked, Traveler.
Yep.
The missing part of your soul should be nearby. Can you sense where it is?
Maybe? Hopefully? If I close my eyes and focus on the light that came from my wound back then, yes, I can sense something, and it's nearby. But I can't tell the exact location. Nothing exact, but I know it's nearby. Ooh, I like that in the cutscene now she's in her combat
Otherwise,
form.
you should have sensed
That's a
it
cool
much more
touch.
strongly.
Okay, these open up.
Hold on! Look! The spikes are back!
Yeah, the soul-rending ones.
Stay calm. Let's hold back a little. Give our enemy some wiggle room so we can see what we're dealing with.
Yeah, okay.
If you're too reckless, we might be playing right into his hands.
Very true.
Our enemy took part of your soul for a reason. It's likely he integrated it into his attack somehow. If we're smart about this, we can track it down.
Yeah, okay. Time for some evasion. Ow. I'm doing a great job already. Oh, all sides, okay. Pretty easy. I'm vibing with the music in here, though. Ooh, cutscene time. That's big. Yeah, a lot of the soul-rending ones. I don't know if they're all the same, but we can get a closer look at them now. Following Skirk, hell yeah. God, the way she flows around the fight is so good.
Attacks have been focused on me. Trying to break through my defenses? I see.
Ooh, I love this. Ooh, they're like glass mirrors, okay. Oh, they're breaking. They take a bit of... Whoa, it's just lodged in her, Jesus. Cut the thread, okay. Yo! Actually using her abilities? Are you right? That thing was... Jesus. Oh? Is that our soul? A little bit of our soul? Okay. Was that intentional?
There. I got it
Did
back.
she intentionally get hit by one so that she could take it back?
Traveler! Skirk!
Oh, and now she's back into her non-combat mode.
It looked like Skirk just got...
In the Guili Plains, you asked me why this enemy chose you as his target. Now, the answer is clear.
Always nice to get the actual cutscenes.
It's not just the fact that your strength is impressive. It's also because of your ability to, as you put it, purify abyssal
makes
power.
sense.
Whatever that actually means. The fact is
I love how
that
dubious
ability
of that
allowed
she
him to do
is.
something that should have been completely impossible. Namely, break through my defenses and steal my power.
Not at all intentional. So you were his real target? He was after you from the very beginning?
No. He couldn't have known I'd come to his domain. He only stole your soul fragment because he knew the value of its power. I doubt he expected it to come in handy so soon.
Just
call it
through
fate
happenstance.
if you want. I believe that's the term they use in this world for arbitrary coincidences like this. In any case, it works to our advantage. Once I realized what he was using
this
the
version
power
of her
for,
outfit is the
it
old
gave
one.
me the chance to get back what you lost.
Isn't it? Because her like actual playable one doesn't have the thing over her chest. But you...
I'll cope.
Okay.
Well, done gorging? Good. Time to answer some questions.
Oh?
How did you get the power of the all-devouring narwhal?
Oh, okay.
All-devouring narwhal?
This is the power of the narwhal?
Oh, of course! Paimon knew that spike thing looked familiar.
Oh, yeah, I guess it does. I guess it does.
I highly doubt you acquired that power through your own strength.
Seeing how this thing or person has been stealing power,
scour the
probably
land
not.
for god remains and whatever vestiges of power you can find. That alone proves you wouldn't be able to defeat a creature like that.
Definitely
Which leaves
a
one
collection of
possibility.
piecemeal power.
You know my master, the Foul, Sortologi.
Okay.
Foul.
Who is this?
Dares call him foul.
Oh. All right, we set them up.
What's wrong? Bit off more power than you can chew? You're struggling to hold a basic conversation.
Just a little longer.
What is
I'm
this?
still...
All right, summoning more.
Look, it's back!
Those obsessed with power will let it devour them before abandoning their pursuit.
What should we do now?
Keep calm and use reason to decide the best course of
Gotta
action.
use logic and power of reason. Skirk was stabbed by one of the spikes while retrieving the fragment of my soul, and in the process, some of her power was stolen. The culprit is hiding somewhere beyond the fog. I have a good understanding of his attack pattern from this fight just now. If we pursue him, our chances of winning are high. But Skirk's breathing is weaker than usual. If we attack now, I can't guarantee her or Paimon's safety. It's a hard decision to make, but I think we should get out of here. Retreat and fight another day.
Final victory doesn't always come after a single battle.
We'll
You've
win
got
the
your
war.
soul fragment back, so we both got what we came for. Let the enemy draw breath while he can. It won't be for long. Get us out of here, traveler.
I love Skirk
You'll
when
need
she
to lead
gets
the way
intense.
this time.
Alright, time for the escape. Ah, but they got rid of our little freaking Skirk. Aw.
Is your shoulder gonna be okay?
Jesus, there's a lot more
The
now.
wound is minor. It'll heal in no time. You should
Ignoring
focus
you
on getting
guys.
out of here alive instead.
Whoa, that's a big one. Alrighty. Uh-oh. It's probably just time for us, but oh, whatever. Still intense. Okay. Uh-oh.
Watch out! Looks like this place is about to collapse!
Seems like it. Nope. Out. Just ignoring all the enemies. Running to escape.
So, this guy's power has something to do with the all-devouring narwhal.
Yeah.
Did you know that all along, Skirk?
Probably.
I had my suspicions. That's why I decided to investigate in the first place. But
Yeah, that's a serious upgrade of power for them. Worried what they'll be able to do there with that. I suppose we'll see. Ooh, it's pretty stormy out. Is that just a coincidence, or is that intended?
I no longer sense his presence. Can't have followed us out of that abyssal domain.
Okay.
Weaklings like him will find that my power is not so easily controlled. He won't be leaving that place until he's managed to digest it.
The all-devouring narwhal. With its power, he even managed to steal from you, of all people.
You seem surprised. I suppose that's fair. You've seen but a fraction of what that whale is capable of.
Only a fraction?
That gaping maw could swallow a planet whole.
Jesus Christ.
It's called the all-devouring narwhal for a reason. Devouring is what it does best.
Yeah.
It can extract power from anything, dead or alive.
Huh.
As long as it manages to make physical contact.
Jesus, okay.
Yeah.
And she reined it in with
that thing.
ease.
Rivulet mentioned that it has an instinct to devour.
It took a essentially
Your dragon
full
friend
power
recognized the
sovereign
nature of its abilities
and
used the
us
power of Hydro to protect
to
you.
even compete.
That worked because it was in a satiated state, so it was somewhat less aggressive
It
than
was
usual.
satiated then.
It's a different story when it has no more power to feed off of. That's when its true voracious nature kicks in.
Okay.
It could devour everything on the planet in that state, which is why I cast it into that void space.
Yeah, that was
But I
appreciated.
hadn't counted on there being anyone left on this planet capable of wielding its power.
Yeah.
To me, that says he must have encountered the whale a long time ago. Meaning, he must have known my master.
Okay. Yeah, hearing you say the fowl definitely got a reaction out of him.
Exactly.
A fellow disciple?
Told me everything I needed to know. Hence why I said we both got what we came for. And I believe that brings our transaction to an end. Now that you're whole again, you can get back to your own journey. I'll handle the rest of this situation myself.
Are you sure?
No way! We can't leave now. Something was stolen from you because of us. We have to help you get it back.
Yeah, we're kind, nice people. We do good.
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That's how it is.
But what if that monster finds you before you're all better? Plus, how are you gonna get home? It's not like you can just go swoosh and open a door to the abyss again. Not without your full strength.
How do we know that?
So, sticking with us for the time being doesn't sound so bad, does it?
It's not out of pity. You said I don't want to be in your debt. Well, I still am.
Fair enough. Then take this.
Oh?
What is it?
A bag of Mora. Nothing in this world is free. I know that much.
Okay.
I'll leave the planning to you. Hurry up and decide where to go. We shouldn't linger.
All right. Okay.
We should take Skirk somewhere she can rest. But where?
Boo Boo Pharmacy, okay.
They'll know something about Master. I'm sure of it. Next time, I need to be ready.
Your outfit looks different.
Oh, this. It's a star crystal suit.
Oh?
Abyssal energy is scarce in Teyvat. Wearing this helps me access it more freely.
Interesting.
It stores concentrated abyssal energy that I can draw from on the go. When the energy runs out, it reverts back to its original form.
Okay. How's the shoulder?
Fine. It was just a scratch.
So they actually explain the difference
It'll
in
take time
outfit.
to recover my strength, of course. But adapting to situations like this is nothing new for me.
All right, let's go.
Found somewhere to rest. Well, lead the way then.
Okay. The Boo Boo Pharmacy, where everything began. Truly everything has lore, even the random outfit change. Alrighty. I do appreciate that they explained that. Didn't just make it an arbitrary outfit change because it's been a year and they wanted to update it. Always nice when they acknowledge stuff like that. Alright, what will Baiju have to say, and will he remember?
Huh. This bag from Skirk has a ton of more in it.
Yeah, where does she get her money from?
Does she have a job or something? Wait, no. After what we saw at Wamin Restaurant, that seems impossible. Can you imagine? It would go something like...
Yeah, I would have really appreciated more, like,
now, boss.
lore outfit stuff.
Oh, sure thing. Wait, who are you? Have we met? Huh. Can't hold a job if you make everyone forget about you.
Yeah.
So, what did you do to get all this Mora?
Is she sleeping while standing or something? No, okay.
Claimed some buried treasure, took care of a few monsters that were causing trouble. Nothing untoward.
Basically what we do.
It's safe to use.
You heard all that?
You were talking out loud in the same room as her.
Sonorous voice like yours is hard to miss. I wouldn't be surprised if the sound of it traveled to the nearest mountaintop.
Oh my god.
Then, did you by chance happen to hear Paimon's little, joke earlier?
Yeah, joke.
You mean when you called me Frosty the Lavender Man?
Yes, you did. Paimon's whispering needs some work.
No, sorry. Paimon totally misspoke just now. She didn't say that at all. It was, a Paimon lookalike. Yeah, she's a piece of work, that one.
Paimon, don't gaslight Skirk. It's not gonna end well.
Weird nicknames? Okay, fine. The truth is, Paimon didn't
You're not gonna be able to gaslight the girl boss.
But things are different now. You helped the Traveler in a big way, so... What do you say? Friends?
Friends? Friends? Friends? Friends?
I noticed there was only one bed. Go ahead and get some rest.
Okay, alright.
What about you?
I don't get tired, and I don't need rest.
I don't
I'm going to
get
practice
tired.
my sword work. That should help me regain some strength.
Okay.
But your shoulder... Hey, don't just leave!
I don't think we can control her, Paimon.
Whatever. Let her tire herself out. She'll come back eventually. Let's get some sleep, Traveler. That comfy bed is calling, Paimon.
Alright. Skirk is stubborn. Even if I tried to convince her to take it easy, I doubt she'd listen. Paimon is right. Skirk will stop and take a break once she gets tired. I hope. I should get some rest. Do we get another dream? Some last-minute lore? Nope, we focus on her. Not doing as good as you seemed? Skirk? Of course she's acting like she didn't just get stabbed in the shoulder. Huh. Something seems off with her, though. Yeah. Other than the stab wound, what's wrong?
Quiet.
Quiet? Oh, is she continuously seeing those visions of her memories and people from her past? Who's she talking to? There's no one around, unless...
Do you even remember how many of us perished
Jesus
in that fire?
Christ, is she constantly,
how many bodies were left to rot on the scorched
burdened
earth?
by that?
Yet you alone live on.
In a more literal way than just, like, the memories?
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
Ooh, the way that the voice circles around.
Skirk, run! Only death awaits us here. Keep running, and don't ever look back.
Right, in that dream I witnessed, Skirk was training alone, but there were disembodied voices talking to her. Trauma is a bitch. And maybe this one's a bit more literal, but who knows. One of them mentioned a fire. I wonder what happened exactly. If only she could just talk to us. Interesting. Okay.
Getting an early night's sleep is the best. That bed was so comfy. Wait, Skirk? Have you been sitting out here the whole night? The bed's all yours if you want it.
Recovered your strength yet?
About 60%. Maybe 70.
Okay. Really took a toll on her, I
thought
guess.
it would take at least a couple of days. That was fast.
No, not fast enough.
Yeah, she's been conditioned for...
It's 20% less than last time.
Oh.
Same training regimen, same intensity. Nothing felt different, but somehow the outcome fell short.
Maybe it's because of the spike that stabbed you?
No. I think the problem's with me.
Are you sure?
I need to meditate for the next 2 days.
You can't just blame yourself.
Deep introspection should help me find the issue.
Okay.
Ooh, sounds intense. We'll watch over you in the meantime, then.
Yeah, we'll keep you safe.
Thanks. See you in 2 days.
See you in 2 days. Yeah. Very much Sertologi's training has been instilled in her. Ooh, I love the fading of everything around her. We see this a lot. Yeah, we saw this in some of the promotional material. I guess that's what was happening, this, like, meditation state almost. Huh.
Morning! Skirk is still meditating, huh? It's been 2 days already. Shouldn't she be awake by now?
Maybe it's not going too well.
Paimon can't think of anything we can do to help. Oh, wait! Breakfast! That's it! Paimon will go get breakfast! Skirk is gonna be starving when she wakes up.
Yeah, definitely the reason you want to get breakfast.
Be right back.
Alright. Yo, Paimon's gonna be gone, so we can do lore time again. Skirk looks so serene. Almost like she really is asleep. Hmm? What was that? Oh? Oh, the creature is here! What is the creature doing here? Huh. Yeah, we're time to invade the privacy one more time. Root around in the noggin a little bit more. Oh, whoa, what is this place? This place feels familiar, but where am I exactly? There are towering cliffs, withered trees, a strange river flowing from the horizon all the way here. But it's broken up several times along the way, with a waterfall at each breakpoint. On closer inspection, the color of the water is changing. The closer I get to the lower portion, the darker it becomes, almost as if... As if? Did you bring me here? Then that must mean this is...
That's right. This is Skirk's inner world.
Yo!
Think of it as the threshold between the soul and dreams.
Okay. I feel like that's a relevant thing to understand
here,
exists.
But what you remember is probably a space covered in darkness. I only managed to illuminate a small portion for you back then.
So, you can speak.
Actually, it's my first time talking to someone like this.
Okay.
I only managed to break free and bring you here because the injury weakened her power.
Oh, something locked within Skirk?
I can speak again, too.
What is this?
Call it fate, if you want. I think that's the word they use in this world for lucky coincidences like this.
Yeah,
right?
okay, the same words, but in a less
Now,
condescending manner.
Before I take you to her, I gotta ask. You're the first outside visitor to ever come here. So, what's your impression of this place?
Why are there so many cliffs and waterfalls?
Oh, you noticed.
Is this like
river represents Skirk's
the
strength.
repressed inner child of
Strength
Skirk or something?
accumulates over time.
Or something
It is
more
the summation
manifest,
of a
literal?
person's lived experience. So this river is where all the fragments of Skirk's life should converge into a single stream of memories and emotions, flowing forward as one.
But it's shattered, broken up. Okay.
But as you can see,
Huh.
this river has been severed numerous times. It's because Skirk doesn't like who she was in the past.
She hasn't accepted her past.
And all she
Refuses
sees
to face
reflected
it?
in the river is a disgraceful shadow of who she was. She cuts through water and rock with the sword of reason, severs her connection with the past, and begins anew.
But she can't truly escape it seems. Wait, that reminds me of something.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self.
The negative
that makes
impact
you
of
weak,
Certology.
and become master over your physical form.
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That's how
It's
it
that
is.
philosophy, that Certology philosophy. I see, so it was Certology who taught Skirk to replace all emotion with reason. And since then, it's been a constant process of abandoning, refuting, and erasing her past self. I suppose that's the secret to her strength. But, such a sad thing to think about. What has she been through? Why does it have to be this way?
The answer to one mystery invites another question, I see.
Yep, that's the way with
Let's follow
Genshin.
the river upstream. There among the cliffs, among the memories etched into her heart, lies the truth of it all. Soon, you'll understand everything.
Yeah, I'm very curious what the sinner's mindsets are. I cannot wait to learn more about them. Ooh. I feel like that's gonna be some wild shit, though, once we get there. Okay. What do we got here? Ooh. This looks like a coastline. Huh. I recognize the drawing in the sand. We're coming back to this! Yo! Wait, isn't that the picture I drew for Paimon? Why is it showing up in Skirk's memories? So it is the same one.
I've always thought that, even when falling leaves don't come from the same tree, they can still form bonds of kinship when they meet. Like meteors.
I can see
Both
that.
made a
That can make
journey through
sense.
the stars. Both travelers who have landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first noticed your presence, although she hesitated for a moment,
Yeah.
she still chose to walk
Okay.
away.
She noticed us and then
Indifferent
moved
as ever.
on. Why? If I think about it, it's not surprising at all. After what happened in Wanmin Restaurant, it's obvious she prefers to disappear from other people's lives. She hasn't seen Child in years, either. I doubt she's ever made a connection with this world of her own volition. What I'm seeing now is microcosm of her entire life. Okay.
Seems like you've answered your own question.
But there was that hesitation.
Skirk sees herself
The belief
as
that maybe she could
a
connect with us
trespasser
because
in
we're
this
not from
world.
this world.
She's made a conscious choice to avoid altering its path. But the reason for that decision stems
Yeah,
from
she hasn't
events
erased his
much
memories.
earlier
That's a
on
big
in her
thing.
life.
She's allowed that connection to exist, no
Let's
matter
keep
how
going.
distant.
It's still a long way to the source of the river.
Yeah, the source. Okay. Alright, what do we have next? If we're starting with her near miss of meeting us, what could be next? Are we gonna get, like, Danesley
You
for something?
now have what it
Ooh,
takes to
Certology.
wield immense power. From this day forth,
The
I shall
ending of her
teach you
training.
no more. No one can become a worthy warrior through imitation alone.
We can see that philosophy with Child again.
And claws.
Well, with Skirk's belief of how Child can improve.
You must learn to hunt.
You wish me to travel the world beyond on my own, Master?
Indeed.
Make new friends.
Embark on
I didn't expect
your own
Sirtology to say that.
And piece together a new future from the shattered remnants of your past. We will still have contact.
That's like shockingly hopeful and optimistic. Yo!
I will take the life you worked so hard to rebuild. And
there it is. There it
is. Just like the fire that haunts your mind.
Alright, Sirtology. Fine, fine. So is that supposed to be Sirtology?
Why do you do that?
Jesus
I have told you before. Fear is the catalyst for human evolution. You have tasted loss. You have known fear so deep it can be felt in the bones.
Yeah, that quantum like black hole in his chest
But
is
as
wild.
living beings, we all have an instinct to detach from that which harms us. And thus pain dampens over time. And the acrid taste of fear becomes but a distant memory.
So he's actively trying to perpetually
Yet
instill
now,
fear over
I
and
have
over
bestowed
again
upon you
to
the gift
force
of
evolution.
Fear eternal. It will drown you in the nightmare of your childhood, or it shall drive you to defeat me, whatever the cost.
I see. Sirtology is pushing her to become so powerful she can escape the fear he is causing. The figure next to Skirk looks familiar. Right. I saw the same figure during the battle against the all-devouring narwhal. That one part of the boss.
Master, the foul Sirtology looked like at one point in time.
So we fought an echo of Sirtology? At one point in time, he can change his form?
Of course.
As a higher being, Jesus.
Physical form is
That
a
puts so
triviality
much
to him.
into perspective of that fight.
He could appear as a beast, a human, or even a monster that defies
Lines up with what we know
description.
about the sinners.
The form you see him in here, clad in abyssal armor, is the one he usually wears when traveling through the stars.
Okay. Yeah, that probably is what Dainsleif was meaning. I used to think Sirtology and Skirk were just master and disciple like Skirk and Child. No! One is actively forcing the, like, growth and evolution of Skirk for some unknown reason, even if it means Skirk becomes powerful enough to kill him. Now I can see why Skirk chose to distract herself from distance herself from humanity. Sirtology told her to put down roots here, while at the same time threatening to destroy whatever life she managed to create. So she's shutting herself off, trying to make it so that if she has nothing to lose, she has nothing to fear. Okay, yeah.
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible.
So she wants
But
those
first,
connections, she
I need
wants
to
those
understand
bonds,
the
but she
source of his
believes that
strength.
only pain will come from them if
To
she
do that,
has
I
them
need to follow
before
in
she
his
has the power to
footsteps.
protect them.
Walk the path he once walked.
Okay.
And somewhere along the way, I'll find out how.
And
to
that's the
defeat
real
him.
reason she isn't in
That
contact
is
with
my sole
Child. She
focus
needs more
and
power. It's
purpose.
not that he needs to be more powerful. She needs to have the power to protect that bond. So from what she meant... Well, so that's what she meant. But I still don't understand why Sirtology would do that. From what he said, I don't pick up on a conflict between them. It's called
I'll
Twisted
let you in on a little
Philosophies.
secret. The real Sirtology is
I
terrifying.
don't know how secret that is, but okay.
The scope of his power is impossible to understand.
Oh, he almost
until
certainly
you
could have.
Experience it firsthand. It is absolute. The power. To
What is
crush
actually coming to
all
mind for
things.
me for Sirtology and Skirk is, I
Shall we
won't get into the
keep
details for
going?
spoiler purposes, but anyone
Let's
familiar with
see.
ReZero, it might be a
about
bit of a
halfway
Rosewall
there.
scenario with Rem and Ram. I could see that. Yeah, no, definitely. Him getting stronger is also just fundamentally a good idea for that intent as well. She wants to be powerful enough to defend what she cares about, but also she can't always be around, so if he's powerful enough to protect himself, then of course it's also safe. Ooh. This must be Skirk when she was a kid.
We've made it quite a ways already. This is Skirk, when she first began training under Sir.
Yeah, I guess we are going backwards.
I have set your broken wrist.
Right after she broke her wrist, okay.
You're to train twice as hard.
Oh, the guitar is here.
No tears this time. Good. Attempting to garner sympathy through tears is a habit of the weak. A pitiful, useless ploy.
Jesus Christ.
Can I ask a question, Master?
Oh?
Why did you
Perhaps
save
we get
me?
some answers?
I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time.
Yeah. I can
wouldn't have to
understand
go
that.
on like this.
I saved you because I have a
the
plan
reflection.
for you.
A plan.
It has been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full
That's the
strength,
reason?
and I hunger for it.
He's just
Every
battle
so-called
hungry.
genius and prodigy I have faced has crumbled like sand underfoot.
He's literally training Skirk so he can have a
Before
good
me,
fight.
Even fate bends the knee.
Jesus Christ, that's fucked up.
So, I will teach you everything I know. Train you by whatever means necessary. In the hope that one day, you might surprise me.
Wow.
But I don't want to draw my sword against you, Master.
Really?
What you want matters little. Among the boundless sea of stars, the cries of the weak are but faint murmurs that disappear into the void. You of all people know that well.
Yeah, I know. Certology
Yes,
really
Master.
is the darkest permutation
From that
of
day forward,
child.
All she
An
knew
interesting
was
reflection.
grueling training,
With, I guess, Skirk as the
emptiness,
mirror.
and fatigue. After some time, her talent bloomed, and she gained control over her emotions, like her master. How should I put it? It was not that human emotion disappeared from her
She
heart,
just repressed it.
but that reason came to dictate all she was allowed to feel. I suppose it was at this point that she became the Skirk you know
Yep.
today.
I love suppressing your emotions. So Certology saved Skirk from a disaster when she was a child and never even tried to hide his ulterior motive. Yeah, okay. I suppose that leaves one final mystery. What really happened with the disaster back then? That's what I want to know. Certology's final words to Skirk were cold and cruel, but Skirk's reaction made it seem like it was a truth she knew all too well. I have a feeling it all comes back to what happened back then.
We're nearly there.
Alright.
I almost don't want to reach the end. Well, shall we? This is the final stretch.
Okay. Let's see the beginning. Perhaps the reason for what happened and the reason why her town was destroyed. It seems like it was in some way because of her. Not to any fault of her own. Oh, wow.
These are Skirk's happiest memories. What
Okay.
a simple and carefree time it was. Wisps of clouds dotted the sky. The sun bathed everything in golden light. And when song filled the air, not even the shyest of flowers could resist swaying along. This is Skirk's homeland.
Yeah.
She was so curious about everything as a child.
She seemed like it.
Always skipping school to go exploring
True adventurer at
instead.
heart.
There was so much to discover. The treasures at the bottom of the sea. The secrets beyond the stars. And that merchant ship packed with adults wearing those strange
Merchant
clothes.
ship. In parentheses.
The ship.
Warship instead.
That was the beginning of the end. It was a spaceship.
Whoa.
When it arrived, the people that disembarked
Okay.
wore smiles on their faces and spoke of friendship.
Jesus. Okay, so we have
merchants from a neighboring
interstellar
planet
civilization
establish
that
trade.
destroys a less developed
Skirk's
civilization
parents,
for whatever
her
reason.
relatives, her neighbors, everyone welcomed the newcomers.
This is
with open
wild
arms
coming from Genshin.
and allowed them to explore the planet. To them, the visitors were guests and should be treated with hospitality.
That is okay.
No one
That's some
had
Star Rail
any
shit.
idea of what was to come. Several months later, an army of unknown origin arrived without warning.
Yeah, it was the scout vessel.
Carried out a ruthless campaign to destroy everything and everyone on the planet.
Yeah, we're getting far more sci-fi.
Skirk had skipped school that day, like so many times before.
Oh, we're finally getting a good look
So
at
she
her
was
back.
not
That
caught
definitely
in the
is just
immediate
like
wave
part of her.
destruction. But when she came home that day, only fire
Yeah.
and ruin awaited her.
She did make it to her family, though, in the end, just
Countless
for however
people
brief
cried
moment.
out to her for help. People she knew and loved. Friends and relatives.
I haven't read the
little
lore
girl
of the
who
set
lived
recently
next door.
enough to like get it completely right, but I am familiar.
The bad leg. The bad-tempered teacher she had made fun of just that morning. Their lives were discarded like worthless trash.
Deemed lesser because
fire
of presumably a
consumed
less
one life
developed
after
civilization.
Skirk was helpless. All she could do was run. And so she did. She kept running until an unexpected figure crossed her path.
Turtleogi?
If Sertologi hadn't been there in that moment,
Yeah,
the
okay.
fire would have claimed her life too. And
So
there
just
she would have
some
remained,
interstellar
left to
civilization.
rot in the
Okay.
scorched earth, with no answer as to why any of this was happening.
Why did those people destroy her homeland?
Because she and her people were seen as a
Ah,
threat.
okay, they were actually deemed as a threat. Okay. Did they do something bad?
As the initial merchant ship explored the planet, they discovered that it hadn't always had the condition to support life. Yet there was evidence of human
Oh.
activity, even during the periods of extreme heat or cold in the past.
So highly adaptable and survivable humans?
Further research revealed that, over time, the people of this planet had evolved the ability to adapt to
Yeah.
any type of environment or energy source.
Highly adaptable humans. Okay.
For that reason, the outsiders viewed them as a potential threat and
Wild.
decided to eliminate them before the threat could rear its head. And so, the army was called, and the so-called danger was wiped from the face of the planet.
Yeah, I'm very curious where the other sinners went and like what they did. Because, wow. Big difference. Huh. Just because of the speculation?
Senseless, isn't it? Deemed a threat because of a gift they didn't even know they
Yeah.
had. Perhaps it was their own innocence and kindness that doomed them. But in the end, that was lost to the blaze as well.
I suppose.
If those with power get to decide good and evil, then all you can trust in is the sword in your hand. And so,
I suppose.
before death could claim her, she ran. She ran and never stopped.
Now I see why Sertologi's threat is a terrifying prospect for her, and now I see why she distances herself from the world.
No one wants to relive their most painful moments.
Of course not.
Well, that brings us to the end of the story.
Or rather,
This
the
is as
beginning.
far as we can go. Skirk is waiting over there for both of us.
Okay. Did she want us to
Let's
see
go
this?
to her. It's
Or at
time
least
to
expect
fulfill
us to?
my purpose. And my greatest wish over all these
Fulfill
years.
my purpose. We still don't know what the hell this thing is. Huh. Oh, that must have been insane for her, yeah. Because even if their fighting styles weren't identical, definitely similar. At the very least, sword style was.
So all this, just so you could bring her here?
She wasn't expecting it.
I have things to say to you. Well,
yeah.
To me.
Child Skirk, the repressed Skirk.
I want someone to witness our reconciliation. Even if it takes an argument to get there. And
we are the witness,
the best
after
choice
all.
In this moment.
And you must be
Your suppressed emotional self.
I got it right on the first pull.
She keeps locked in the recesses of her mind.
Literally the repressed version of herself.
All those rejected impulses, those discarded aspects of your past selves, they are a part of me now.
Literally just the build-up of your repression.
I am who you used to be. Someone you have refused to face for too long. So, I came to face you instead.
It's therapy time.
You're wrong. I've faced you all along. And that's exactly why I keep you locked here.
I wouldn't say you've been
Your
facing.
Your existence makes me weak.
Escaping.
Moments of joy and longing are when we are most vulnerable. Don't forget.
That's the fear talking.
It was a penchant for goodness over reason that doomed our homeland in the first place. The vastness of the universe renders everything
No, it was the cruelty of a
Our
people
feelings
far
most
more
of all.
powerful than you.
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past doesn't have to mean erasing everything.
I don't necessarily think Serology is going to be the most powerful, but definitely the most, like, combatively capable, I think is safe to say.
And what makes you any different from the ruthless soldiers who slaughtered our people?
Yeah, Skirk on an
difference is that I'm
isolated
doing what is
island
right.
is such a good
But it's
visual.
necessary. I allow you to exist, but with limited freedom. That is the greatest kindness I can offer. I have shouldered everything you couldn't carry. I rose above the numbness and emptiness.
Are you sure?
And it was cold, unfeeling reason that brought me this far. It made me who I am. It made me strong.
That is the problem. I want to shoulder those things together.
Yeah, you don't have to remove all of one to get
On the
the other.
grand scale of the entire universe, maybe our feelings are vanishingly small.
Yeah,
but why
but-
should that mean they don't matter? Emotion gives warmth. to
Life
the
is
cold
fleeting, everything is
expanse of
fleeting,
space.
but that doesn't mean it
Gives
doesn't have meaning.
to the world around us. Think back to those nights of gazing at the stars, those afternoons of exploring the unknown. Think back and let them grant you peace. A brief respite from the pressure you put on yourself.
Yeah.
That isn't what we need.
Exactly what we need.
I love the visual there. Trying to freeze them and
Curious
failing.
about why recovering your strength has taken longer than normal this time?
Finally, you get to the important part. That is the only answer I came here to find.
Yeah, not being able to feel emotions is not
Look at your inner
the most powerful
world.
person. It's someone who
Cast
is
aside your dreams
capable
and
of
curiosity.
living
and
with
in
them.
doing so, you lost your original motivation. You severed all connection to who you used to be, so you can no longer draw strength from your past. Now, the only things driving you forward are fear
Wow,
and
they
survivor's
really are
guilt.
just calling it out directly.
These
Hell
cannot
yeah.
take you far enough. And so, this river, the source of your strength, grows more
I love this
polluted
visual.
by the day.
And do you think that means I should seek help from a weak little thing like you?
Your emotional self isn't weak. The fact that she transcended time and broke free from her constraints to come and face you, that proves
Thank
it.
you for saying that. I knew bringing you here would be the right choice.
We're the perfect therapist for the job.
To be honest, I'm not here to argue with you. This isn't about who's right or wrong. And in fact, I agree that in order to make it through the wake of that tragedy,
Yeah.
we had to distance ourselves
Temporarily
from the
putting
pain,
your
the
emotions away is
reason
very
over
important at
emotion.
times, but repressing them, no.
What is right at one point in time isn't always right
Yeah.
forever.
The same solution doesn't
I
work
know
everywhere.
You will never forget that fire. I know the fact that you were the sole survivor fills you with guilt. And I know that among the voices that haunt you, mine is there too. Because
Yep.
deep down,
You saw that.
You know that you didn't turn out to be the person you wanted to be.
I imagine not.
All those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. And I don't want you to hurt anymore.
So true. They can just talk through their trauma,
Even if
yeah.
you can't accept me, I hope, at least, that you can let go.
Okay.
I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time. I wouldn't have to go on like this.
A crack?
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to survive.
Yeah. And they grow bigger. The cascade effect.
I'm sick of being a kid.
All those
so
emotions.
many amazing things out there. And I'm ready
The pain,
to
the
see them
survivor's
all.
guilt, the fear, the terror, the happiness, the eagerness, everything. Fuck, okay, God. Fucking
I
tearing up
remember.
already.
There was a song Mom and Dad always
Yeah, we're
sang when
already
we went
hearing
out
it
to
a
fetch
little bit.
water. Dancing water. The sand along your path is begging for your song and movement. Will you carry this burden with you on your journey? I am not
Will
the
you carry that
dancing
burden?
water, and you are not the burdensome sand. But if this is your wish, then
Pick up the burden, carry it
I
with
will
you.
carry you with me until the end.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It may be heavy, it may be hard,
I should be thanking
but it
you.
is better. Oh? Oh my god? An amount of animation? Oh, that image.
Run!
Come on, you can do it, you can tear it. Yes.
Heed my words, Skirk. Let fear take root in your soul.
Did you survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk,
May hurt.
did you
May be
become
heavy.
a positive light in this world?
You can make it. Oh, the silence.
Hey, this doesn't have to be the end.
Oh.
Life is a gift.
Don't let the darkness
claim
claim
it.
As much as all of those memories will, and emotions will weigh you down, they also can empower you. And so the river becomes one. Oh my god. That was fucking awesome.
So,
Oh, that was so
here's all my
good.
memories then.
Oh, Jesus
I once
Christ.
asked my master if survival of the strongest was the law of the universe. He said no. But in a world without order, those with no moral boundaries tend to be the ones who survive.
As much as I disagree with Sertologi's philosophy, there is a truth to that. But it isn't true strength. Power is not a substitute for doing what is right.
That's why, after hearing his answer, an idea came to mind. An idea that, one day, I would create a new world order. One in which there would never be another tragedy like that fire.
You want to protect the
One
world,
in which
save
power
it.
was not the law of the land. But that means I must defeat him. Because my
standing in your
master,
way.
Sertologi, is, at the core, a defier of all rules and order.
He instills fear, he instills terror. His whims dictate reality. So if you want that world, you need to defeat him. Sounds like you have your work cut out for you.
Yes. And not just because of the gap in our abilities, but also because I have no reason to see him as an enemy.
Really?
Although his decision to train me was not made out of kindness, he did everything a master should.
I suppose there
He
are
saved
things
my
you can
life,
thank him for,
taught
no
me the
matter
sword and the
what
principles
else
of strength.
happened.
And for that, I respect him.
But he intends to face you in battle one day.
I know. And it's not something I want. But Master never goes back on his word. I have to treat everything he says as a promise.
Okay.
He's no longer into that. But he sends me messages to the Abyss every now and then.
Of the person who is waiting
Most
for
of them
her?
are simple greetings, or an
In
answer
all
to
of
one
the
of my
songs?
questions. Every time I hear from him, my heart skips a beat. And I wonder if this is the moment where he'll finally appear before me and tear down everything I've built to
That
pieces.
fear is instilled.
Maybe that means I do live in eternal
Yeah.
fear. Just like he said.
No matter how few
Yes,
connections you
I
have.
respect him. But I'm also afraid of him.
Of course.
And for that reason, the pursuit of strength consumes every moment of my life. I don't know what Master has planned, but I have to be ready.
Sirlogian 10.7, God! If he does attack you one day, I'll help you.
Help me? Why? This isn't your fight.
That doesn't matter. Because if you want to build the world we both want to see, everyone has to be willing to fight for it. If we all do our part, we can make the entire universe a kinder place. That's the only way the world becomes that kinder place, is when everyone works towards it. It can't be one person. Leave together. Skirk gazes into the distant sky. There's nothing else to do here. Should I leave? Let's go. This is such a good quest. Hi, Paimon.
Oh, you're finally awake!
We finished the touching, heartbreaking,
Honestly,
bittersweet,
Paimon was gone for like 2 seconds
good
and then
stuff.
she comes back and finds you both unconscious? Oh, you scared Paimon half to death! You're both okay, right?
What does it look like?
Looks like your strength is back. You look stronger than ever.
Only water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that flows from the past into the future. I taught you to incorporate the experiences from your journey into how you fight. I suppose what happened today will become an inseparable part of who I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah?
So, Paimon feels like she's missing some important context.
You can say that.
But, whatever. Paimon brought back tons of delicious snacks! Let's dig in!
Yeah, I feel like the three of you enjoy the snacks. I feel like the fact that
All right. It's about
our
time we
sibling
finished what we
is doing
started.
everything on their own, quote-unquote. They have the Abyss Order, but, you know, on their own effectively. There's certainly something to that in reflection with this. Finally, let's show them what we're made of.
This time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But having digested even more power in the meantime, he's going to be tougher than before.
That doesn't matter.
The
We have
good
the power
news
of
is,
friendship
we have
and
no reason to pull
kindness
our
and
punches this time.
everything on our side.
So, let's go. Same place as last time.
Yep. All right, here we go. Let's get to it. The music was so fucking good. I need to see how it ends, but it's quite likely that this is, in my opinion, the best Genshin story quest. Just in general. It is, admittedly, partially biased because I just love Skirk, but it also just feels very solid in general. Genshin is indeed a music company, and they're just becoming more of one with how many songs they're putting into their promotional material. Yeah. I am very happy that I was, like, fully nailing
Return to
everything
the
on the
skies.
head, though, when it came to, like, what was going on with Skirk and why. I'm very happy about that. Here we are.
The fog is gone!
Is it time to fight a reflection of Sertology?
Wait, isn't that the form the all-devouring narwhal changed into?
That's Skirk's master. That's what the fowl used to look like.
Really? So, you're telling Paimon that giant whale and this guy can both turn into the fowl? How does that work?
It's a subconscious instinct.
I won't say
Any
that
intelligent
my
being who
analysis
longs
is
for
like
his level of
anything
strength is
super
bound to
special,
mimic
because at
his
least
appearance.
personally,
It's a natural response after
I feel like I
encountering
am
someone
just
as
like
powerful as
paying
master.
enough attention that
To
I can
them, he
grasp what's
represents
going on,
ultimate
but
power.
I recognize that not
We
everyone
know the
can do
person
that, so
before us
I'll
has
take the
encountered
compliment.
Master, and we know he stole a portion of my power.
Yep.
So it's not surprising that he would assume this form.
Yeah. A representation of ultimate physical and
the more intimidating
just
it gets.
material combat perfection.
Nervalette isn't here this time.
No
so
wonder.
It's up to us. He won't have the nerve to steal again after we're done with him.
Yeah,
Let's
get in there,
teach this
Paimon.
guy a lesson.
Oh my god. Alright, it's time. We only have the two of us. Oh, I love this. Skirk versus whatever the fuck this thing is in Sertology's form. Oh, I want to go back and fight the whale now, just with context of that.
Forgotten your training, I
Okay.
hope.
Ah, I see. Does it have to be us? Huh, okay. Integrating the training. Let's hit him with one of these. Why not? Alright, not bad. Get back here. Ow. Alright. Oh? Some of this. Nice and slow. And there they are. Oops, coming for a slap. I like how they've slightly altered this fight to make it align with what we're doing.
Beyond this world.
I'm so fucking curious who or what this thing is. Where did it come from? What is it? Will we get any answers? I hope so. I guess I should have thrown some water at him, but whatever. Should be enough. There we go. It would be so insane if Sertology was a chibi character. Cutscene time! Yo, us using our wind. Yo, the tag team? The fucking tag team? Not this again. Watch out. Yo, she catches it.
Haven't had enough of my power.
I love this fight scene already. And we come in with the support, using the mixture of elements, water now. Just bubble him. Not enough. This thing's powerful. Or is it?
Well then.
Oh?
Let's see how much more of this power you can handle.
Oh, is she just gonna overwhelm him with her power? That is insane. That is a power move. Yeah, he's breaking at the seams. Yo? We threw her our sword? Oh my god. Oh, I love that fight scene. That was so good. Oh? We see what's underneath? someone Conrian or posing
have
as
you
such.
come to your senses?
You saw that my body was at its limit. So, you deliberately channeled your power into me, knowing that it would destroy my shell from within. Such power. Such keen battle instincts. So you
they're
must
Conrian.
be.
Skirk, Sertologi's disciple.
Yep.
How long has it been? How long has he been away from Tevat?
Hundreds of years.
So Sertologi hasn't been around that long. Huh. Where? Watch me find Sertologi in fucking like Star Rail.
I am Skofnungar.
Skofnungar.
A friend of your master.
A friend.
And one of his followers.
Okay.
This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But hundreds of years ago, I knew you existed. And I knew you would come here.
What?
Hundreds of years ago?
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history.
Yep.
Care to tell us about it?
Of course.
Yo, Lord.
I might as well take advantage of a clear head while I can. The story starts a long, long time ago.
Presumably the prophecy.
I was born into a noble family in Conria. As the eldest son, I was set to inherit our title. But I contracted an incurable illness as a child.
Okay.
And everyone gave up on me. I trained the sword harder than anyone else. Defeated
despite
all of
the
my
illness.
peers.
Okay.
But it was all in vain. When other people looked at me, all I saw in their eyes was pity or a strange glee in my misfortune. Even my parents were just waiting for me to die.
That's fucked up.
Over time, my heart hardened, and I became aimless. That was the point where I met your master, Sertologi.
Okay.
We were similar in age, but different in background.
He was born in prison?
He was born in prison.
Sertologi was
son
a
of
child of a
criminals
criminal.
who had been
Okay.
sentenced to death. He spent his childhood wandering the streets, facing more criticism than the literary works in the Universitas Magistrorum.
Interesting comparison.
Yet, he always wore a smile on his face, as if kindness and malice were one and the same.
Interesting.
And he could not see the difference.
That lines up a little bit for what we know.
I still remember what he said to me when we first met. You need to fight to survive. Even if it's a losing battle, it should light a fire under you.
Okay.
How can you
Truly
sit
just a
back
battle
like this
maniac of a person.
and go down without a fight?
That does sound like something he would say.
Yes.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something, and he inspired me to keep going.
Okay.
When we sparred together, it was the first time I'd actually felt the thrill of
Sertologi is a
combat.
very interesting character.
When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world he couldn't accomplish. When it came to the human form, he was always intent on pushing the boundaries of possibility.
He really is sounding like just sort of a step too far on the path of like protagonist.
Behind. My talents were nothing compared to his, and at some point, I realized he had pulled so far ahead. I was too embarrassed to even ask him to spar. After his grand endeavor was successful, he sought me out and said to me,
"This planet no longer holds."
I love that we
anything
actually have a
interesting.
clear understanding of what Sertologi could look
But first, I have an offer.
even if it's not his like true
I
form.
can use a power I have just refined to break the curse of immortality for you.
Oh.
Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality you now face is a different kind of pain altogether.
Interesting.
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me.
Okay.
Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get stronger. Maybe I'll finally catch up to you one day. And we can spar like we used to.
He is absolutely a shonen protagonist.
Are you sure?
That just stepped over the barrier of morality.
Or rather, your soul might not be able to withstand this curse.
But it is interesting that he has bonds, he has connections.
All I can do is try.
Huh.
After all, a wise man once told me, people need to fight for their own survival.
Huh.
Wise indeed.
I am realizing that actually Sirtology totally would fit in Dragon Ball. Like, he would be a villain who becomes a friend.
Seek out my disciple.
Yeah, sorry, you got the NPC debuff. You're not catching up, Scoffmonger.
Word coming from you.
Nor I. But Vedifenir said I was destined to find a disciple out there in the universe.
The prophecy.
And bring her to Tibet.
Okay.
You know as well as I, Vedifenir's prophecies are never wrong.
Okay.
Well, now I'm curious about who this disciple of yours will be.
All Vedifenir said was that one day, the stars shall bow.
The stars shall bow in her honor?
Sounds pretty impressive.
Sounds like something worthy of fighting Sirtology.
Of course. Only the most outstanding people would have the right to become my disciple.
Still self-assured as ever, I see. But you're not wrong.
This is so interesting, I love this.
Oh, and if you are serious about getting stronger, I left you a little gift in the primordial sea. As I've said before,
the power of the all-devouring narwhal?
Want. Freedom means even the wicked get to make their own choices.
Freedom is power, power is freedom.
The primordial sea was the all-devouring narwhal.
He just beat the shit out of his pet so that he could steal some power if he wanted.
In its weakened state, I was able to cut off part of its flesh and sew it into my own heart.
Your heart? That sounds like torture. How did you even survive that?
Yeah. I guess Curse of Immortality.
Because, of course,
there it is.
bear the curse of immortality.
So.
Yeah, no, actually, you're so right. Fate itself could vouch for her. She isn't a descender yet. That was the phrasing used in the animation.
Devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. With your body and soul constantly at the breaking point,
the people with the
it was
power
the curse
to
of
move
immortality
fate, to
that
change
sustained
fate.
you.
So
But
that very well may be
not
what
the
it is.
path
She
to
will become a
strength.
descender.
You have to pour your heart into it, work for it, dream of it. Instead, you stole something that didn't belong to you, and it backfired.
You're right. I should have known better, but I had already pushed myself to my limits. And
so it's literally the shonen, like,
miles
deuteragonist position of I need to get stronger at any cost. This is Vegeta. This is Majin Vegeta.
I miss your master. I miss the days when we were all together, troublemakers without a home. I don't regret the choice I made. But if you'll allow it, I do want to apologize. To both of you.
Okay.
After the beating we just gave you, I think we can call it even.
Not surprising Skirk doesn't hold grudges.
You're an interesting one as well.
I would love Descender Skirk playable. That actually would make a lot of sense to be her, like, Abyss version if Abyss becomes playable.
Easy experience. I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to force you to catch up to him.
Yeah.
All the while, standing ever out of reach.
You can't say he's a good person, but
climbers in the dark, never knowing how much higher we have to climb, or when we will see the sun again.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. No matter how dark it gets, I will not give in to despair.
Yeah.
I will overcome it.
You gotta face that fear and overcome it.
After hearing your story, I suspect what Master really wants is not a battle that demands his full strength, but rather a defeat without
someone
regrets.
to surpass him and defeat him? Oh.
Since you're his friend, you must have some things in common. The first time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power, I felt no emotion coming from that spike.
Really?
But when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel joy and passion emanating from your blade. It was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the world. The joy of an artist uncovering a temple of wonders.
Interesting. I'm certain I didn't express those emotions outright. Yet you were able to read them
Truly,
from my
immortality
blade,
is a curse.
like a glimpse into my inner world. You're right. That battle brought me an
the joy of
unbridled
battle.
sense of joy. And my defeat brings me no regret whatsoever.
So,
Exactly.
Sortology is seeking
I
an
think
end
Master also craves a battle like
that
that.
he could be
One
satisfied
where his
with.
opponent forces him to use all his strength, unlock the extent of his potential, and transcend his own limits.
Yeah.
A battle to end all battles.
A battle that either ends him
After
or
which,
forces him to
all
evolve.
can come to an end, including, perhaps, his life.
Yeah, okay.
For that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him. He has one purpose, one goal, to complete himself.
Yeah.
It's one of the secrets to
He
his
always
strength.
is becoming stronger, becoming
Perhaps
more perfect.
you're right. Perhaps that is
That's
his
the final
goal.
perfection he's seeking.
What a battle that would be. Oh,
I am
to
so
witness such
hoping we, a few years from now or whatever, get a Sortology Skirk battle. That would be so good.
Are you okay?
Too many different kinds of power are surging through my body.
Fair. You have a lot of dead gods
The
remains
curse of
in you.
Immortality allows it all to coexist, but it does not remove
Yeah, it
the
probably
pain.
feels like your body is tearing itself apart constantly. Can't be good.
I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much longer. What a shame. I would have loved to witness that battle. Sortology once offered to free me from this curse. Now, I must ask that of you, Skirk.
Does she have the power to do that?
Can you release me from the pain?
I can, but not through death, if that's what you were
Okay.
hoping for. It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. As an alternative, I can take your consciousness, along with all the power you've consumed, and smash it to pieces.
Just shatter him.
The impurities will dissipate, and under the curse of immortality, your mind and body will regenerate.
Wow.
When that process is complete, you will be back to who you were before.
Healing
no
him,
longer
basically.
tortured by
Repairing
powers
him
you
back to
can't
his original
control.
self.
But it will be a time-consuming and painful process. The decision is yours to make.
I mean...
I accept.
Going insane or going through the painful process of reconfiguring yourself after being shattered?
I'll wake up in time to witness your great
Yeah, you may be able to be there.
Sortology. I have faith that you'll be able to stand against him one day. Though I know it'll be a long and arduous
absolutely.
road.
It won't
if
be easy.
we are climbers in the dark, it appears the dawn has finally broken.
I
for me.
love the continued metaphor.
But your ascent continues.
Yeah.
At least, it looks like you are not alone on your
It's
journey.
not alone. It's not
I will
singular
reach the top
time.
of this mountain,
Not.
no matter what it
Yeah.
takes.
No matter how much help
And
you
you,
need.
Skofnunger, will be my witness at the end of all things.
Hell yeah. Oh, I love that.
That's finally over.
Yo, luxurious chest. He turned into a luxurious chest. Hell yeah.
At least we don't have
And this
to
time
make
it
a
gives
mad dash
hydro
for the exit
signals.
like last time.
Wow. That's so cool. I love that. Yeah, no, with how much it improves, that is gonna be fucking insane if it happens. Or gazes into the distant sky. There's nothing else to do here. Should we leave? Let's go. This is such a good quest. This is so fucking good. Oh my god. It gets me so hyped for the future as well. I feel like it's that perfect synthesis of giving us answers, as well as getting us excited for the future.
Feels like forever. Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't overcome.
Yeah!
We're just that awesome.
I didn't break a sweat.
Wow, you sound even more confident than usual. Guess you really have become stronger. Today sure went by fast.
Honestly,
It's night already.
my hope and sort of expectation based on what's happened here, with Skirk acknowledging that she doesn't have to take this journey alone, I imagine that
the power Skafnungur stole
at a
has
certain
been returned.
point, Child's plotline of getting
have
stronger
regained their
will
light.
coincide with Skirk's of defeating Sirtology, and I would not be surprised if the Sirtology fight is a 2v1. I would love that.
Paimon definitely wouldn't
Child
be able
and
to tell.
Skirk working together to defeat
I
Sirtology, that
suppose
would
it's
be,
because
I think, my perfect dream.
I have gazed upon this sky for centuries.
Yeah.
The false stars,
The false
hanging in the
stars.
meticulously planned sky, glittering with rotten light.
Rotten light.
It's
wow.
not real. And yet, it is for that very reason that I can look upon it and enjoy the momentary peace it brings.
It's beautiful, I agree. I'd like to see what it's like up there.
Even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst.
Yep.
We will return to the real universe one day, whether of our own volition
The
or
shell
not.
will break, the
Time
firmament will
marches ever
fall.
forward. Even the innocent and naive will taste life's bitterness.
True.
Yet through hardship, we grow.
Also true.
Until we learn to seize the sands of time for ourselves and uncover our true strength.
Yeah.
Though we gaze upon a false sky, its vastness and majesty is palpable. One can only wonder, what is it going to take for kindness to reign supreme in the vast expanse of the universe?
A lot of work and a lot of help from people.
This is all going over Paimon's head. But if she knows one thing, it's that the Traveler always finds a way. Ever since we met, she has filled Paimon's days with happiness. No matter how tough things get, she always finds a way to make it better. If it's too big a job for one person, then we'll do it with two.
Yeah.
And if two's still not enough, then
And three.
We've met so many amazing friends and accomplished so many amazing things. As long as we don't give up, we can make any wish come true.
I suppose when it comes to you, anything is possible.
Aww.
Well, I
She's
should be
acknowledged
going.
us.
Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotions, I need more practice to get
Yeah,
used to it.
it's something to get used to. Something different. When will we meet again?
I suppose fate will decide. Maybe we'll bump into each other on the street. Or maybe we'll reunite on a different planet
Maybe.
entirely.
Maybe.
Regardless, reunions and partings are but passing moments. More than anything, I hope that, at the end of this journey, wherever it takes us, we stand in a world reborn.
Hopefully a
One
better
without
world.
war, pain, or forced partings.
Yeah.
One where new life can bloom, even where there was once nothing but scorched earth. For this,
I would love if she appears and
we
not
must
cry
all
again.
work to become stronger.
Yeah. Of course, Master.
If that's what you want to call me, I won't object. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Skirk.
Is it just Paimon, or is she being nicer than
A
before?
little bit. A little bit. She's getting
We
used to it,
definitely
but
count as friends after all that, don't you think?
I'd say so.
Hey, what do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars.
Paimon's brain just ping-pongs so easily.
Come tomorrow, we can continue our journey.
Yeah.
Oh, and since Paimon treated you to that super nice meal at Wanmin Restaurant, it's about time you returned the favor.
God damn it. That is such a good quest. That is such a good quest. Oh, I love it. I don't care what anyone says. That is, in my opinion, the best story quest I've played in Genshin. Oh, we got like a ton of stuff. Oh god, I have so many random things. After completing Skirk's rigorous training, you and she compiled a summary of your experiences, documenting your relentless efforts and her grueling trials. Though the training has ended, revisiting these records can still yield invaluable insights. Yo! Okay. Cool. Anyways, ignore all these. Huh. And we actually... Yo! We actually get Skirk's guitar? Hell yeah! I love that. I love that they just gave that to us. That's so cool. I love that a lot. Huh. Yeah, when it comes to quests overall, I have to think about it, but it is absolutely still in competition. It is absolutely still up there. I cannot wait for us to meet Child again and talk about this. I would love to, now that we know Skirk better, actually sort of talk with Child about her. I very much think sort of if I was writing things, my absolute dream for like what would happen between Child and Skirk storylines is, as I was sort of saying, we follow Child's plotline as he continues to get stronger. Whatever happens in Shaznia happens. He gets stronger and stronger until basically he can reunite with Skirk, and then we have Skirk developing her character arc, acknowledging him as someone that can help her, that can stand beside her, can, you know, actually be like someone who is helping her rather than just a random person she trained or a burden or anything. And then they can together defeat Sirtology. Because literally then it's this idea of the two of them together, the bond of master and student, this bond between people with a united goal, being able to overcome the fear and terror of Sirtology. But on top of that, Sirtology is such an interesting character. He's so much more complicated than just a guy who is cruel. And, like, it's so good. I love it. Sirtology is now absolutely an anticipated character for me, assuming they become playable, if ever. Who knows? The Sinners are weird. Maybe they'll never be playable, but maybe they will be. And if they are, Sirtology is one of my number ones.
All things come to an end. Even time itself.
I have not done the web event. What? More Skirk throwing Child? Oh my god. Okay. This is such a sort of like fan servicey concept. But what if in a hypothetical fight where Skirk and Child are working together to defeat Sirtology, what if there was a moment where Skirk throws Child into an Abyss Rift as a, like, fighting move of, like, getting him into Abyss Rift so he comes out behind Sirtology or some shit? That would be such a good callback and would be hilarious. But yeah, I think that's the thing about this quest. It answers a lot of questions while still leaving a ton of mystery and giving us more questions. But the main thing it does is make us excited for the future. It makes me so hyped for the future of Skirk, the future of Child, the future of Sirtology, the future of the lore in general. The future of fucking us, the Traveler improving and growing. There is so much in this quest alone that I've been asking for in the story of Genshin. And it's so good. I love it. I love it so much. And it is absolutely a little tinged by the fact that I just love Skirk. But still. I love that. And everything we learned about Skirk I love so much as well. The fact that she really is just this traumatized girl who, due to her circumstances, was forced to repress everything about herself. become nothing but a reasoning, like, force of development and improvement and evolution for the sake of becoming more powerful.
Where are we going?
For no other reason than that. And despite that, she could never truly escape them. She was repressing her emotions and past, but she was never facing it. But now that she has accepted that her past and her emotions are part of her, she can't sever those. Even if they have helped her to get to where she is by cutting them off, she cannot fully sever that, and she needs to accept them for herself to truly become who she wants to be. She can be as powerful as she wants, but as we saw in her teaser, she is so powerful, but she is not smiling. She is more powerful than anyone in this world, pretty much, but she is not happy. If she can accept her emotions, face her past, overcome her trauma, that is where her power and her self-fulfillment can come one and the same. And I love that. I love it so much. And that's also another crazy point about this. There is so much here just implied about the universe as a whole. There are interstellar civilizations beyond just, like, the hyper-powerful individuals. There are different, like, species, essentially. There is at least one very warmongering society. It's wild. I am so curious what a part 2 would look like for for Genshin. I almost called it Star Rail because we were getting into sci-fi stuff. Or space fantasy, really. But, yeah, God. That's so good. It's so good! Yeah, most wouldn't make it.
Come to an end. Even time
I wouldn't
itself.
be surprised. This is realistically a bit dark, but her past is dark. I would not be surprised if she herself did falter to the point of trying to give up, trying to stop, trying to end, but Certology wouldn't let it happen. Because we know now, Certology wishes for that perfect ending, that perfect, glorious battle that pushes him to the brink. And he knows that his best chance is this prophesized student of his. And Skirk had all the potential for that. You could see it. So though he trained her to the brink, trained her to the point of her bones breaking, her limbs being destroyed, her being as a person being just cut off. But the fighter, the warrior that Skirk would become, he couldn't give up. He couldn't let go of that potential. So I would not be surprised if, in a weird, twisted way, Certology is nonetheless the reason that she's here today, beyond just saving her from her destroyed civilization. It's very complicated, and I think that's what I like about Certology's character, is, like I said, they're sort of what would happen if a Battle Shonen protagonist or similar character, a Dragon Ball Z character basically, were to just go that step too far, were to have that philosophy of that morality isn't really what matters, power defines morality, that kind of thing.
Where do
and
we come from?
It just results in someone
where are we
who
going?
is so focused on battle and improvement and self-perfection and combat to forgo morality, basically. Their goals are not immoral, but they ignore right and wrong on the path to their goals, is it seems like the idea behind Certology. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if there's something like that in all of the sinners. All of them having goals and ideals and purpose that aren't necessarily truly evil or not acceptable.
All
But it's
things
just that
come
they
to an
are
end.
willing to go to
Even
lengths
time itself.
that are beyond reason. Yeah, no, absolutely. Arlecchino is one of my favorite characters as well. She's my previously most invested character, and it's for a similar reason. She is not that perfect person. She is a complicated person. She has a lot of good motivations and reasons and a complicated past that is understandable, but she also has done horrible things. Yeah, no, there's a lot about Certology I really want to know. All of the sinners. I feel like, to an extent, I wouldn't be surprised if what motivated them to take Skirk as a disciple was specifically the aspect of how powerful that disciple would become, and him realizing if anyone was ever gonna be capable of forcing me to use my full power to give me this destined, incredibly tough battle that I want that would push me to the brink, my own disciple, if they are truly destined to be able to do what the Dolphinir has said they will, they are the person I need to fight. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason they sought out a disciple. Yeah, no, Dane is far from a truly, legitimately good person. He is complicated. He is very much just working off of his own goals and motivations more than anything. I mean, it's very much debatable if like he's in the right always. Most of the time he's going against the Abyss Order, so, you know, on the grand scale he's probably doing good because he's stopping the Abyss Order, which constantly is doing terrible things. But at the same time, all the Abyss Order wants is to, like, in some way rebuild their homeland and reclaim their lives. And he's hearing none of it. He just says, stop it, die, I will kill you again and again and again. We saw a lot of that when he met with his teacher in the latest story. He had, like, though he had a bit of that nostalgia at that one point, at the end of the day, he almost was venting his anger more than anything. All of the characters, especially the ones tied to Conria, are always so complicated, and I love that. That's some of my favorite character work in stories. But yeah. I could keep gushing about this forever, but at a certain point I gotta stop because I'm just gonna be going in circles. But, yeah. God, I am so fucking excited for the future now. Yeah, I like how every, like, antagonist faction has been different in their motivations and, like, how they act and what they're like. Because, yeah, it's so good. And you are so right, I'm so curious what Celestial will be like once they get directly involved. Huh. Yeah. The future of Genshin is bright. Nodcry is looking really fucking cool. I'm really excited for that. I'm really curious, actually, in tying with all this Abyss stuff. I'm very curious about the Wild Hunt, seeing as that seems to be the representation of the Abyss in Nodcry. And it seems like it's sort of a more powerful, more aggressive, potentially even more conscious piece of it, more so than even we saw in Natlin. And I'm just very curious to see what that's going to look like. And I'm also inevitably really excited for Varka and Alice and stuff like that. If Durin becomes playable, that'd be hype.
Where do we come from?
But yeah.
And where are we going?
I'm just so fucking excited. But for now, I think I'll leave things here on this stream. I'm so looking forward to the future of the game. I've seen some stuff about what the next character in 5.8 is going to be. They seem interesting. I'm curious to see more about them. And I'm just excited for more Nodcry stuff in general. Yeah, I actually have not seen Bleach. That is one that I have not seen. It's possible I'll end up reacting to it at some point if people are interested. But, I've only heard, like, largely good things. So if there's something cool from there, I wouldn't be unhappy if something similar is done here. I know some stuff about Bleach, but I'm not familiar with any, like, sleeping deity stuff. But, yeah. Huh. I think Nod Cry, as a version, is the one I've been most anticipating, like, ever in Genshin, outside of maybe Inazuma, because it was the first new area. I don't know why, it's just something about it. Something about it makes me so fucking excited. But yeah. Yeah, no. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I've always intended to get to Bleach at some point, I just never have, and now at this point, I might as well just save it for in case I end up reacting to it at some point. That's sort of the case with a few shows at this point for me, but we'll see. I am interested in it to varying degrees. A lot of what I've heard about Bleach makes me very interested because it sounds like it has a lot of tropes and, like, plot points that I am a fan of. But yeah. That is realistically for another time, though. Not gonna start watching Bleach on stream. But yeah. For the future, though, for, like, immediate future, this Tuesday, I should be streaming again as usual. I think I'm gonna be doing Pokemon. I'm eager to get back to that. It's been a little too long. I didn't do a second stream last week, so I didn't get around to, like, keeping up with that. So I want to get back to that. See how far we can get. Maybe just, like, power through it really hard so that we can, like, get to the Elite Four or something. Then, if I'm up for it, if I have the time, I'll see about doing a Deltarune stream at some point, probably on, like, Saturday or something as well. Saturdays seem like a pretty good time for me to stream going forward in general. Yeah, I'm certainly hoping we can get revenge on Lorelei. But then outside of streams, well, you know, and then the week after would be, what would be 3.4 of Star Rail, which, oh my god, is that going to be hype. I am so excited to pull for Finon to see what's going on there. That's going to be exciting. I love how many things are coinciding that are really fucking hype throughout all the games. But then for, like, even more immediate video stuff, we should be getting Jafufu's animated short in, like, about half a week or something. Maybe a teaser in a few days. Other than that, we should similarly start getting Finon stuff. And then I'm going to be keeping up with anime reactions as best I can as well. I've been really enjoying Fruits Basket as usual. I'm annoyed that Apothecary Diaries didn't have an episode this week because it's going to fuck with my scheduling a little bit. Yeah, no, EP was what I was thinking. I must have misspoken earlier. But yeah, for teaser and EP, Jafufu should be getting soon. If they follow the usual pattern, I'm guessing that we might get a teaser in a couple days, and then an EP in around, like, Wednesday, Thursday range. Which, if we get another, like, golden epic teaser or something like that for Finon, it will coincide with that, roughly, probably. But we'll see. But, yeah.
All things come to an end.
On the anime side of things, though, we are getting close to the end of the Apothecary Diaries season, so we're going to need to figure out what I'm watching next. I was intending to, just yesterday, as part of the video, sort of make a call of, like, hey, let me know what you want me to react to for the next anime season, but obviously that didn't happen. So I might make a community post or something about it. I also am probably gonna, in the Discord to anyone who's in it at the time, feel free to become a member if you want to be. Yeah, basically in the members Discord, I probably will just sort of, like, prompt, like, hey, want to recommend anime to me, because I will definitely sort of look at any recommendations from members as a little bit higher priority. Not, like, in the sense of I won't consider anything that anyone else says, but, like, if I get, like, 5-10 recommendations from just people in general on, like, a community post, and, like, you, Pokolove, or Kondo Nano, or Desaize say, like, a few of those that you also want, or, like, suggest something else or whatever, I'd prioritize putting those onto a poll, realistically. But, yeah. Anyways, that's something for the future, I suppose. Yeah. I'm inevitably rambling a little bit. I seem to do that at the end of streams always. So I'll sort of close things off here. Yeah. Hope you all enjoyed the stream. I know I did. In a weird way, I think I enjoyed this story quest more in some ways than I did the actual Archon quest. But the Archon quest was still really solid. Who knows, it might have just been hitting me at the wrong time comparatively, but I don't know, I think it's just a lot of what's going on in this hits me harder. I don't know. But yeah, with that, gonna close out stream. Hope you all enjoyed. See you next time. Hope to see you all in the future. Bye-bye.